All right, all right. Let's see. Let me twist these boxes up a little bit. A little bit. Twist these boxes up a little bit. Great. I gotta do that then. What the? It's acting weird. Got the words on my face. All right, so let me try this again. There we go. Oops. I think this. Okay, make sure. All right. Now let's go ahead and get this started, man. Let's get this party started. I gotta get my stuff real quick. Why this thing? I just literally muted this thing and it's still on. What's the deal, Mr. Alex in the building? What does coddling mean? I guess same thing as dang near pandering. Same thing. Basically trying to feel sad for somebody because I can't believe that you messed up and you don't deserve this looking at. You know what I'm saying? That type of situation, man. That's what that means. No, what this? As Alex said, I ain't playing. He said, we trying to act like you don't know what that means. That's funny. I don't know when I turn this up, man. How do? Oh my god! Let's switch this up real quick. That's crazy. It's your first time you've been on. How long you been on TikTok? I'm surprised you never ran across that word. People trying to battle already. I'm not doing that. I ain't seen that in a while. What? In the context of anything or other kids. Mm. I don't know what the heck.
Hey, what's good, my boy?
What's the deal?
Hey, out in these motherfucking TikTok streets, you know what I'm saying? Trying to make time go by.
I'm trying to be like you, man. What you talking about, you know?
Yeah, man. Trying to be like me, man. Shit, I'm small time hustling, man. That's all I'm doing.
Says baby steps, man. I'm trying to get it, you know.
Yeah, I got
I'm
my
going a different route with it a little bit, but hey.
I got my walking shoes on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to learn how to walk, man. You out here running in the streets, man.
He said, got the walker shoes on, man. Victoria. What's the deal, Leon? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you feeling, man? By the power of the Holy Spirit, may you be healed. What the?
Hey, bro.
I'm getting all the.
Hey, you getting all the crazies. Like,
What happened? Right.
all the crazies.
I know I just got back, dang, so
Yeah.
that's a good way to start the week off.
Hey man, today has been wild, like from start to finish, bro. Like it ain't, and it's just midday right now, like damn near, like this midday for TikTok. This ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Like 6 o'clock is midday, 12 o'clock at night is like the evening on TikTok.
Right, exactly.
Like dead ass shit be fucking crazy.
And there's always some action, man. Always.
I got to do a live at 9, and I don't even know if I want to do it or not. Like these motherfuckers done emotionally drained my ass. Like I don't even know if I got the emotional energy to do this live, bro. I might have to like reschedule that shit.
Yeah, that's why I take 2 days off. I take 2 days off because I be talking so much on here and going through so many different emotions and mentalities and stuff. I mean, I'm getting a lot. I'm learning a lot though. I've been learning a lot, but man, gotta get a break. Gotta have a break.
I gotta be in the right mind though to do my lives though, man, because it take a certain type of, you know what I'm saying. I gotta be in a certain mode to do that shit. Because if I ain't in a certain type of mode, I can't hold it the right way, and I don't want to cheat nobody out of
Oh
the
yeah.
experience.
Oh, most definitely. I feel you on that though. Yeah, got to.
'Cause it's about the experience, not so much about the person. Like I'm just holding a platform and creating a space.
Hmm.
Like
Got
after
to,
this,
man. I be just trying to learn people for real. That's what I be hearing. I sit back a lot, trying to listen to different people, looking at how different. I even be looking at like how different hosts run their lives and stuff. I just be trying to learn my little bit out them situations stuff just to see,
yeah,
you
mine, man.
know.
People see me in other lives like I was in today. You saw, hey, look, I be acting a fool in other people's shit. But in my life, you know, you know what
Hey,
I'm saying?
I be like that too every now and then though. Sometimes I do because it's like you a little bit more looser though. But in
Yeah,
your
this
stuff,
ain't my
like,
shit. This
yeah,
your house. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me to calm down, I'll calm down. But if you don't say shit to me, I'm finna wild out in this
that's all
motherfucker.
right. He throwing some slick shots and stuff, and but in your life, like, chill out, dog. Don't be throwing them slick shots and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, like for real, for real. That's how that should be, bro. Motherfuckers be like, you be in everybody else live and you be acting crazy. You get over here, you want to block people. Yeah, motherfucker, this is my shit.
I mean, look, I just move. Look, I just adapt to the environment. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? I throw my little twist in it, but I adapt to the environment. That's the difference. Somebody try to call me like you act different and stuff. I'm like, nah, I just shoot. I adapt to the environment, but it's all me. But I just gotta. It's just like when you hosting, you gotta run it a certain way though. But
Yeah,
if you go in another room, you get to show more. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. I don't know how to explain it though, but
nah,
it's
you
yeah,
just get to show the other side of you, man, because you
yeah,
ain't in charge. You know what I'm saying? You just a guest. So
yeah.
you get to show that other side of yourself, man.
Right.
I don't have to be reserved in everybody else shit unless you tell me like, look, hey, bro, hey, chill out. I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna chill out. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And I code switch and and you'll see my whole demeanor change. You know what I'm saying? And the way that I talk and all that other shit. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't tell me to chill out, oh man, I'm gonna act fuck fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna act the whole goddamn fool.
Be stretched out in the bed acting different.
Different than a motherfucker. You be
He
like,
be
damn.
on some other shit.
Man, he was like, man, I ain't know he was like that. Like, cause hey, I was in somebody live earlier and I got to talking. I think that was VC live, and they were like, I didn't even know he could talk like that.
Hey, Mr. Alex, see
What's
you.
going on? How you doing?
What's up, Cab? You late with my child support
Oh
again?
man, my bad, my
God
bad.
damn, dude.
I
Why
can't
you can't?
find I
Why I
can't
gotta
find my
keep
other
throwing
baby
this
mama, man.
behind
She
you?
been missing. I don't know what happened. I don't think she lost her page or something. I don't know what happened.
Late with the
Look,
child
I ain't
support?
caring about her babies. I'm worried about my babies.
I try to throw it off real quick.
Damn.
Them her children. If she ain't got in touch with you for her child support, I do not control that. I
You
just
right.
want
You right
my
about that.
child
I thought y'all
support.
was a team, man.
We is, but she missing in action, so that's her kids. I think she got another, dude on the side, but you didn't hear that from
Mm,
me.
The baby
yeah.
mama Avengers. The baby mama Avengers.
They talking about these dogs that
Cam,
they trying to
I
say
so
is
let
mine. Them
me
dogs
talk
ain't
this
mine.
to you.
They not.
I gotta
I
spread
don't
some
believe.
good news, so I just gotta mess
Or
with your lives.
is it the BM Super Friends?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
I done
Biggest
had some
fans.
good blessings, my brother.
What's the deal?
Well,
Oh, that's what
today
the
the
bless
septic
kicking in?
the septic guy came to empty the septic, and I went to give him the money, and he told keep it.
Wait a minute. What did you just say? Can you repeat that last sentence, please?
The septic guy came to pump the septic, and I went to give him the money, and he
Oh,
said keep it.
oh,
Hmm?
I thought you said something completely.
You're compass.
I
No
thought
wonder she came in here feeling
you said
blessed.
something about something else. I was like, damn, what
Y'all
did she
wrong in
say?
here. Get your minds out the gut.
They'll be like, this for sure ain't my baby. No.
Yeah, for real.
I knew it. Yeah, they get the pump going.
I heard sucking and then I heard a pump. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute, man.
Not the flow play.
It is
The
not
flow
12
play.
o'clock. This is midday.
Oh Lord. Then I thought my four-wheeler broke, and it was just I don't know, somehow somebody opened up the reserve gas tank, and because it kept flooding out, and that's because it's getting too much gas. So we figured that out. So now I have to put it in the shop because I thought I was going to put it in the shop for the carburetor. So that was good. And then, oh, last but not least, so I got 2 storage units, and they're $70 a piece. And they're about I don't know, 20 miles from my house. And anyway, so I called a friend of mine who I bought my first storage container from, because I have the containers like they put on the ships. They call them Connex units.
Connex, you got a 40 or a 20?
I got a 40.
Damn.
So I've had that one for a couple of years. Well, I don't know, more than that, maybe 5. But anyway, I called up my friend, the one I bought the first one from, and they're up to like $5,000 and $6,000, and he was like, "You still got your nonprofit?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Well, I'm going out of business," and I said, "Why?" He said, "Because we're moving, we're leaving the United States," and he said, "I got a 40 left, and it's in great shape." And he said, "So how much you got?" And I said, 2,300, because I was calling to get a 20. He said, "Do you got space for the 40?" I said, "Absolutely." He was like, "I'm bringing it on Friday."
Damn.
So I give him the 2,300 for a $6,000 unit, and I get rid of my damn storage units 20 miles away at $70 each, $140 a month.
You got a 40-foot container. That's a big ass fucking container, yo. Like, people don't understand what a 40-foot container look like until you walk inside of that thing, bro. That's a unit. Because normally a normal BCT will have up to 30 to 40 20-foot containers and about 26 ISU 90s to deploy a whole BCT. And that BCT is the biggest element in the Army. And that's an armor brigade. So, and you talking about 2 40-foot containers just for a regular residential house?
I got years ago, and it has all my restaurant overrun in it. Extra chairs, extra anything that's got to do with my restaurant. I put workbenches in there. I put shelving in there, to put stuff on. So like if I run out of coffee cups, and I label all the sections, right? So you could just look on the shelf, and you see the label, and the label says coffee cup. So even if it's too tall, like for me, somebody goes in there, they go, "Okay, coffee cups are here, wine glasses are here, silverware is here, crock pots are here, da 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 da." And then at the back, I got all the extra chairs.
We call it a packing list.
So yeah, so all my restaurant overrun is in there. And then this one is I'm turning it into I'm turning into a tool crib is what I'm turning into. All my tools are gonna be in there. But in the meantime, I got to empty out the storage unit and sell everything. So these 2 storage units, so I'm going to sell all that shit out. Get it all out, get it all set up.
Let me answer your question, man, before I dip up out of here, because I got to get me some motherfucking food before I get on this live. I got to get myself together, man. Coddling should be for children and the mentally ill, not fully functioning adult. Hey man, you done heard me. I don't coddle no motherfucking body. I don't coddle.
That's what I like to hear.
That ass. I'm not coddling your funk ass, man. You grown. Fuck, I need to coddle you for.
Like, Daddy, can I have a hug?
No, hell no.
You have passed the test.
Who said no? Hell no.
Hey, man. And I'm talking about these lives too, man. I know the panda lives, whatever they want to call it.
Hey, look. So look, when I run my lives, man, and you've been in my lives, bro. Like, I do critical thinking lives. It ain't the normal conversation. It ain't just these people bad, these people bad. I like to test people's minds and get people to start thinking like with the information that's presented to them, because that's pretty much what life is. You got to be able to take in all of the information that's presented to you and make the best decision possible. Right. And a lot of people don't understand that the answer, when somebody's asking you to make a decision, more than likely the answer is right in front of you for the right decision you need to make based on all of the information that they're given. But the choice is yours. You still get to choose. So like I don't coddle anybody in there. That's why like towards the end, because you was in there last night. I don't know how long you stayed in there because you was
Yeah, I was
moving.
in there. I was trying to drive too at the same time. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
Like
Let me get my spot real quick.
yeah, when I told him at the end, like I know y'all about to fuck this up. When I got to the last question. So everything that I do in threes, right?
Yeah.
Everything I do in threes. So I didn't try. I give the answers away as I'm talking, and when I ask the questions in the middle, I always give the answer away, and I allude to the word or to the actual sentence that you need to be paying attention to. I do it every single time, and they never fucking catch on to it for some strange ass fucking reason. I don't know. But well, I do know because people have their biases and they only want to concentrate on the shit they've been programmed to. Everything you want to hear, like I guarantee you, once your live get to going and everything, you start getting more people up in the box. They're gonna equate this shit to relationships, and it ain't got a goddamn thing to do with relationships.
Right. You right about that too.
Yeah, that question ain't got a fucking
And I
thing to do
caught
with
that. That's what I be saying. I be peeping stuff. I be liking because I was looking at my man's Franklin. I like how he do his stuff. He make you think a little bit too. When I caught you yesterday, I was like, okay. I said, I see what you doing stuff. I be liking that. Make people brains work and stuff. That was some good stuff though. I be liking that stuff.
that shit, I let people take it where you go. They were like, is that right? I was like, I'm not here to tell you right or wrong. The only tell you if you're right or wrong towards the end. I haven't asked you the right or wrong question yet. I asked you a true or false question. You get the answer, and I'm not telling you if the true or false is right. You just get to decide. It's your choice.
Mr. Alex, what's the name of your live? Is it the Mr. Alex show?
Oh no, I do 3-part series. Like I'll do a series whether it's like so I don't ever talk about relationships directly. I talk about the symptoms of relationships or the things that
Well,
impact
if I was trying to find your live, what's the name of it?
It's just Mr. Alex Senior or Mr. Alex TX.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what I was asking. So I can look for it.
Yeah, those are my 2 pages. This cat right here got a couple of pages. I had to follow both of them. We be popping up everywhere. Like, damn, this thing got another page?
Yeah,
I got 3 pages.
Yeah, Cab.
When I got bananas, I had to make some more, but I've been on my best behavior now, so I'm good. So far.
I'm working on another one too, Cab, right now.
And you got to make one because I'm not about to stop my messages because TikTok want to play.
Yeah, so. I get bananaed all the time, bro. I'm telling you, this is why I got bananaed, and that's why, like, I'm going live tonight at 9:00, TLS, for the postpartum and depression live. I'm going live at 9:00 tonight.
Oh, I'll be in that one. I got some depression going on.
It's not just that. It's a lot more than that. It ain't just postpartum and depression. It's postpartum and depression and how it affects present parents.
What time is it now? Where you at? It should be going on 7, right?
Yeah, it's going on 7. I'm on the East Coast.
Okay, yeah, we same time.
Yeah, I'm on the East Coast. So I got a little time to prep for it. But no, man, you shouldn't be calling no adults, man. Adults, you know, like we all, she can come if she want to. Shit, I mean, I ain't telling a woman not to come. I'm just saying it ain't just depression. We ain't talking about depression. We're talking about the impact. That is the conversation, and I'm going to rotate a lot of people in and out the box. It ain't a trauma dump type situation. It's just it's the effect part. Not.
Hey, do you deal with grief? Like
no,
death?
No, I don't. But we got to answer this man question because this is live, man. So
okay, in my opinion, do I feel no? I would, dude. The only reason I ain't saying shit because I agree with you. I ain't calling nobody. That's just me.
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting. I want to find good reasons why you should. That's what I want to know.
You got to. I can't wait. You got to get some of them young motherfuckers up in here, man.
I need my feelings validated.
Yeah. I mean, you know what, Cab? I hate to say it, but I don't even coddle kids. And the reason I don't
I feel you.
is because these kids these days, they thought processes be so with that sense of entitlement. You know, I'm not finna coddle you and feed you that crazy. No. I'm not finna tell you it's okay to go out there and throw rocks at the people driving down the road. No, I ain't coddling you for shit.
did that as a kid, so you probably should have told me that because I did that shit as a kid. I dead ass. I know damn well I did that as a kid. I ain't even gonna cap. Hey, I heard a motherfucker like that. I heard a motherfucker dead ass. I think it was like I was a day going live talking about food and things like that should be free. I'm like, bitch, why I'm gonna be farming and giving you my shit for free?
Because there's dumbass people like me that do it. Because I run a nonprofit.
No, you run a nonprofit, man, but you get subsidies from the government.
No, I don't, sweetheart. Please don't.
You doing it
No,
wrong.
I
man.
do not. I run my own nonprofit. I don't work for anybody.
Yeah, but still though, if you look, okay, if you're a farmer and you a nonprofit farmer, you get subsidized from the government. And if you're not doing that,
I do not.
You're doing it wrong, man. You gotta do it. You gotta
No, I'm not doing it wrong either, Alex. I'm all about the barter system. So I get a lot of my seeds from other farmers that farm their stuff. We trade off things. At this point in the juncture, I'm not trying to change Kev's life, but I see what they put in the grocery stores and I pay close attention. So the guy that has the beef cattle but he don't his cattle is grazing on his land, he'll come down and barter with me for greens and cabbage and tomatoes, and I get meat, fresh meat.
That is Idaho or something?
Huh?
Is you in Idaho?
No, I'm in Wisconsin.
I knew it was somewhere up there because they ain't doing that shit down south. You paying for shit down here.
So I run a nonprofit restaurant and I have 2.5 acres, and that restaurant sits on that acreage.
Okay. Yeah,
so no.
So I want to.
I don't want nothing from the government. And tell you why I don't go that route. First of all, if you like you said, there's a million people out there that's doing it, and you sit there for days and weeks and you fill out all this bullshit, and they only got a certain amount of money, and then they tell you, oh, thanks for applying, but you didn't get it. And it's not like do this. So let's say it opens up today for X amount of dollars and you apply. They say, well, okay, this is August. They'll let you know in November if you got the money. And then when November rolls around, you didn't make the cut. So no, I am so sick of that bullshit. And those applications, by the time they get done, if you ask me, they're on the low, just getting information about you, filing it away in a database. That's just the way I see it.
Well, blessed. I hate to tell you, but they're doing that right now as we speak.
Oh, I'm well aware, baby. I'm well aware. But I have my own land. Check this shit out. And people ain't paying attention.
Wait, before you switch the topic again.
No, it's the same thing. The government is
you about to bring another one up here.
Listen, the government, this is the same thing. The government is now asking people,
she said, I gotta get it out.
Garden, please get on this list. Why the hell do you need to know if I'm gardening? Why do I need to get on a government list just to tell you I'm gardening? And you know why I think that is? Because they want to know who's got food and who don't.
That's called cuddling. Hey, but listen, I hate to interrupt y'all conversation because I got a period to that. Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah.
But I was about to say, besides the answers y'all gave, right? Give me what's the reason why you shouldn't coddle a dog?
Because you sending that message that what the stupid they doing is okay when it ain't.
What about if they went through some traumas or something like that? Should you
need to go get help? They grown. Stop making them motherfuckers.
How long is you?
I got the right group over here. I'm trying to see if I can get y'all into sex.
I'm trying to get my opinion on it.
And use that as an excuse, Kevin, for the next 90 years. Oh, I was like this because my dad did this. So every time I see somebody with a red shirt on, I just slap it. Yeah, right. No.
Yo,
what about
this ain't the right group of people to ask some questions.
This ain't the right. I'm trying to think of something good to get. I usually can think fast.
Let me
You
touch
ain't got
base.
No sympathizers here, Kevin. I'm sorry. You need to get them sympathizers.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. I just got a quick question. We were talking about butter and now you're talking about sugar 59 cents a pound. Let's get back to the butter. The butter's about the topic, right? Now, there's a book is out that um, explains the different ways men and women lay in the bed. And it says a lot about their relationship
I've
and the
seen
way
that
they
book.
lay.
Yep, I've seen that.
Right, right. So my thing is when you cuddle, it's like when you get through making out.
No, not
No,
Normally,
it's
cuddling.
cuddle. It's
It's
coddling, not
coddle.
cuddling.
oh, my, I gotta put my glasses on. I'm
I was
sorry.
Oh,
just
my boy
gonna
about to
say,
go in. You about to mess the
Jeremiah,
phone
you need
play
to
up, man. Don't do
Jeremiah, you
that
got
one.
Ah,
Oh, my boy about to go in. You about to mess the
Jeremiah,
phone
you need
play
to
up, man. Don't do that.
right, right,
You
right. My bad, my bad,
nasty
my bad.
motherfucker,
Hey,
boy.
Okay.
6'4". Hey,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah.
Hey,
I had
everybody,
my
what up,
glasses
though?
on,
He was all up in here
So,
talking
what's your
about
definition
cuddle.
of coddling? It's dang near the same thing as pandering. It's basically babying a person off their situation to make their feelings feel good, so they, make them feel
Nah,
good because they're in
nah,
their
nah,
feelings,
no.
basically.
Coddling and pandering is not the same thing, bro.
They not? Oh, dang! I know.
No, nah,
Teach
they
me that
not.
one.
Coddling is coddling. Pandering. So look, so pandering is the same thing as a con. When you
Hmm.
pander to somebody, you trying to get something out of their ass. You not coddling is just somebody feeling sorry for somebody and making excuses for 'em.
Okay.
But when you pandering to somebody, that's a con. It ain't nothing but a con artist, man. A swindler. That's what pander is
Give
all
me
about.
a give me an example of that though. Give me a example so I can understand. Of
So like so coddling somebody is like, I know you did wrong. It's okay, baby. Come on over here. Let me hug and love on you. I know you did wrong, but fuck them. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But pandering is giving
There you go,
the opposite
Kev.
sex a false sense of security, cheerleading their ass on for their bad behavior, because that's you know what I'm saying in a certain sense,
mm,
because you're trying to use them for something. Like
I got you.
in my opinion, coddlers, panderers are predators. That's where predators start. They start at pandering,
Mm.
and then they move on to gain the trust of the person, so that way they can take advantage of them or leverage them for what they want. That's
Mm.
all it is. That's what
Okay.
panderers do.
That makes sense.
I.e. Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey and such.
I be feel like they do the same thing though at the same time sometimes. Though they be coddling and pandering. That's the only reason why I was mixing them together, I guess. But
Yeah,
that makes
no,
sense.
yeah, coddling is a little bit different. Coddling is when you don't like you actually love somebody and you making excuses for them. Like,
Oh,
but
I get you.
pandering,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, so
yeah,
pandering is basically
pandering
when
is
they
when you're
take it.
trying to taking advantage of somebody by trying to agree with them in order to gain favor with them for
Mm.
whatever actual purpose that you mean.
All right,
Mm.
man. Sound
Oh.
like you talking about me.
Well, damn. Tell
Uh
on
oh.
yourself.
Let's go ahead. It's like
Tell on
we
I,
yourself
about to.
there, buddy.
you made a good point on that. Very good point. And, uh, I commend you for that because that's actually true. And I know a lot of people I talk to for Colin, you know, people reach out for, I guess, looking for help and they don't accept the truth. And they keep saying it their way and want people to feel sorry for them. And that's what a lot of people do. I noticed that. And that's just what you said was very true. I experienced that on a daily. I see it on a daily, and I deal with it. But that's true statement you made about that.
Kev, what is you eating? A chicken sandwich?
Pig ear.
I'm eating coddles. It's like
Coddles.
I was like, I'm glad okay, so I think yeah, I'm understanding the difference. Okay, pandering.
You gotta
Pandering.
start looking up shit before you throw it up on your wall and don't know what the hell it means.
Come on, man. You ain't gotta do me like that, man. I don't do that all the time. I be going off what people be saying sometimes. They seem the same to me. But no, that was me saying it. Ain't like I put it on there. I just said
Oh
coddling.
Lord, who is Big Bam?
That's one of my peoples. One
Why
of
they come
y'all.
in here with some crazy?
That's how you talk. That's one of my people. I ain't seen him in 100 years though. But all right. So piling and pandering is getting some out of it. So what about the ones? So the ones they not coddling the woman when they be like, what about when they be like wasn't you and stuff, you was strong and this and all that.
That's
Is that
coddling.
You can't pander to
is that
somebody you
pandering or
love.
coddling?
Nah, you
Huh?
can't. You can't pander to somebody that you love, bro. It don't work like that.
Hmm.
Unless you was conning them from the first place, then you're not pandering.
You
You
can't
can't pander
pander
to your
to.
wife.
Oh, so is that coddling?
You can't pander and simp. You can't pander and simp to your wife. You can coddle your wife, but you can't pander and simp to her.
Oh, I get you. Okay. So if it's a person, like say if it's online and a dude is trying to take up for a woman or a woman trying to take up for a man, like, nah, he just didn't know no better or something like that, get off of him. What's that?
So yeah, so this is what you will normally hear. Like when you hear a dude in like up on the panel, right? And he like super defending the chick, and you see me in there. The first question I'm gonna ask is that your chick?
Hmm.
Like, and if they say no, and I won't say shit else. I'll mute up because then I know who I'm dealing with at that point.
And that would be close
You
considered
got a point on that?
pandering, right?
Yeah, pandering. Yeah,
Okay. And if it was okay, I think I kind of did the difference now.
yeah. If that ain't your chick and you just going hard for a motherfucker like that, dude, what are you doing?
What if it was your
And
friend? Would that be considered pander? Which one is that? Like if it was a friend or something, or somebody you just knew for in the live and you was kind of biased to go against them, so you take up for everything they do. What would that be?
that would be coddling.
Okay. So it's the same. Okay, I get you. So it depend
Especially
on.
like
Okay, I get you.
if they wrong and you taking up for them and you know they wrong, but that's your dude and you gonna stick by him, or that's your girl, you gonna stick by him and y'all like friends for real,
Yeah.
then yeah, that's coddling.
Okay,
That's
That's
how I
called
see it.
stupid. That's called
we
stupid.
get somewhere.
I'm just saying it's still coddling in my definition.
Ah, no, I'm just being funny.
we get somewhere. 6'4", you here, man? Yo, stuff was echoing like a mug.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here. What's the
How
word?
you feeling, man? I already know not to ask you this question though, but you can expand on it if you want to. You gonna do this.
Kev, I
Colin
think you
should be.
4 for 4.
I
So
say, real talk, I don't do both. I don't do neither.
right, I feel you.
I don't pander or coddle. I hurt your motherfucking feelings with truth, and I let the chips fall where they may.
Hmm.
See?
You know, real shit. Because real shit, outside of the truth and logic, it's some bullshit. I ain't about the bullshit. So if you say to me, I was with Alex. I dated Alex. We got drunk. I gave him some, and he ain't never called me no more. Alex say shit. He know he could have. That's all he wanted. I'ma be like, well, that's your stupid ass fault, then. See, don't tell
You
me you
doing the
about to do
whole
something.
opposite. You,
Yeah,
Lisa,
you should
you said I
know.
ain't doing sympathy or empathy. I'm just gonna do.
Yeah. I was like, well, you ain't have enough sense to ask Mr.
Dang,
Alex what was his
that's not an
intention.
Elisa. That
You ain't
jump
have
bold.
enough.
He
You
said
ain't
I ain't
have.
get.
You ain't ask him. You ain't have enough sense to
Let them
ask
get
him.
Elisa
You
a
know
minute
the right
to
questions.
grieve a
You know
little
what
bit.
they so.
That's so stupid. That fuck.
When I get with a woman, I ask all the right questions. You know, if I'm just want to hit, I ask certain questions that let me know, okay, it's a green light. So, real talk, I really have no sympathy for stupidity because that's
Hmm.
something that you can avoid. See, stupid
Yeah.
is something you could literally avoid. All you gotta
One
do,
people don't know how to avoid it though.
well, they know how to not to walk in front of a moving bus. So I don't see how why they
So I'm
come
gonna
up with
do a little
this
twist for y'all
niggas.
real quick. Let me do a twist for y'all real quick. So say if you have and I know people love this one right here. They mother, right? You had a very sensitive mother, and you knew that if you was you really don't want to hurt her feelings. Would you coddle or what's it? No, pander. Which one is dang mixing it up? Whatever, still coddle. Whatever. Would you coddle her?
Coddle, coddle. Yeah, you gonna coddle your
Nope.
mom.
Well, I
You,
didn't.
You gonna coddle your mom, man.
that's what I was
Dead
about to
ass
say. It's
serious.
a hard one to do right
Hey,
there. I wanted to
six
sweat
four
that
Captain, bro.
in.
You gonna coddle your mom, bro.
No,
Oh yeah, I'm about to
Nah,
I'm about to shake the room on that one.
yeah, nah, bro. You gonna coddle your mom, bro.
no,
Stop the
I
cap,
ain't.
bro. Y'all tripping.
No,
Y'all some
I ain't.
heartless
Oh,
motherfuckers,
No,
bro.
I ain't.
I didn't. I know that. I didn't. I told her the straight up
Y'all,
truth, and
y'all
that's
some
how
dead
I
ass
heal.
heartless motherfuckers, man.
That's how I
Hey,
heal,
hey,
though, Alex. I'm telling you, that's how I heal because I told her. I said, "You the reason why I can't keep a woman. You the reason why I look at women the way I look at women. Don't blame that on my father not being there. You raised me to look at women the way all that bald head bitches ain't shit. You told me that. No man told me that. Men told me, man, them bald head women got good cooch. You know, my mama told me bald head bees ain't this. Don't bring this type of bee home and all. I said, you told me all of this shit. I said, I had to reprogram myself from the bullshit you taught me because it
So
was not applicable.
so I'm gonna say this then. I'm gonna actually agree with
No,
Alex.
I love it. No, I love it.
I ain't that deep though. But I would
Yeah,
say like
I'm
it
Oh,
just
cool.
hell
depends
I
no.
ain't that.
on the situation. I'm not gonna do it, but because I know my mother and stuff, and I know if she very sensitive or something like that, I will cut her to a certain extent. But then again, I'm still gonna hold her accountable in whatever situation. But I'm gonna ease it in. It's like a puzzle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it's like on and off when it come to moms.
right. Hey, my question is for six. Is it 6'4"? Is it, since you seem to go a little hard on it? Is it any positive to coddling and paneling? Because the reason why I say that, because somebody at the bottom of the screen said they coddling their loved one because they have cancer. So, in your opinion, is it any positive to both of those questions to anybody,
I
or it's
said
just
fully
all
functional
negative?
adults. I said fully functional adults.
In my summation, it ain't no positivity to coddling and pandering because what you're doing is you're helping the person live an illusion and live a lie. You actually enabling, really, in my sense. Like in a situation like that, right? I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that's gonna take me out, ain't shit you gonna say that's gonna make me feel better at all. Except you ain't going nowhere. Now, if you gonna coddle me with some shit that's gonna work. Yeah, man, we got the test results back. All that shit was a lie. The doctors ain't know what the fuck they were talking about. Yeah, all right, now I need some coddling. Tell me it's gonna be all right. Yeah, cry with me. Say, yeah, you gonna do it, dog. You back. Yeah, I need that inspiration at that particular time. Oh, no. I said if we get it back and if it's reverse, Alex. No, if it's reverse. Hey, look, if it's reverse, get it to me the way we need it. But see, I will say this. If you're going to be truthful and honest, I will then empathize with the way I'm going to come back. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. Yeah, man, I wronged you. And like I would do, man, Alex, I'm sorry, dog. I did wrong you, man. The way I played that, I could have played that better than that, man. I know I told you I was a good friend. I know a good friend would have never done no shit like that. Ooh, I'm not gonna come. Well, Alex, had you never done that, man, I'm not gonna bullshit you. But if you come to me truthful, then yeah, okay, man, all right, man, I get it, dog. You know what? Yeah, you probably was that high that night. Yeah, okay. Now I'm a coddle because at least
What the? Am I trying collision?
Can't hear
was
shit you
broke shit.
saying, bro.
What the? Dang, he got the one bar. That's
Ain't
why.
out of
Yeah,
nothing.
they can't hear shit you saying, man.
I was broken, had kids, and then I was broken, had kids, and then throw none of them down the stairs. So I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear I
What
was
up,
broke. That's why I
AJ?
fucked y'all up. I don't want to hear that. No, that's
So
insane.
I was gonna say, let me see. Well, so what's the? Because it seems like it's a thin line between showing empathy and coddling. So, what's the level of empathy make it become coddling?
That ain't the same at all.
It ain't
Empathy
the
and
same.
coddling is not the same. Not even fucking close, bro.
Okay. So
It ain't
what's
But
the
even.
difference between empathy and well, I don't know, but
Man, when you coddling somebody, you know they done fucked up. But you don't want to tell them, you know what I'm saying, because it ain't gonna do them but make the shit worse. So you just coddle their ass. You know you should tell them, but fuck it, man. I'm gonna spare this motherfucker feelings. You know what I mean? Empathy, empathy is when something bad actually happened, and you ain't gotta tell somebody that they wrong. The shit is just bad.
hmm.
It ain't no, you know what I'm saying? And you show empathy for somebody else's situation. Like, damn, man, it's fucked up. You know, it's just like a death in the family, like
Okay, I
type
get
shit.
you.
You show empathy then. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's empathy and sympathy for that person's loss. Like I lost of my own. You know what I'm saying? Like it fell out of my pocket that I was trying to get away from somebody. You show empathy, like man, that's fucked up. You lost your wallet. That's empathy. But
Hmm. Do
you
you
know what I'm
think people
saying?
mix that up, empathy and
Yeah.
coddling?
Oh yeah. The people that don't understand the range of emotions and and how emotions are expressed and the definition of each one, they fuck that up all the time, and you see it
Makes
all the time on
sense.
this app.
That makes sense. I get you. A lot of people think they getting empathy and then they getting really coddled. We getting somewhere today. We getting somewhere.
yeah, I think really hearing I guess that was Mr. Cast all I could see up there that you wrote very firm on the two words, but I still heard there's a soft spot in there for positivity in that because everything is negative always got something positive in there. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be how can I say it? It don't have to be a great amount of percent of positive. It could be something as small as a 0.%. That's still enough for somebody to be strong and saying, "Oh, I don't have sympathy for this, I don't that, whatever." But still, there's a soft spot there for an opening for something
What's
positive.
up, Tub?
But everything that's bad that people mention, there is some good to it, no matter what. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be some good to it. So
Well,
that's
what you
what
talking about?
when you was saying something like when I asked the question, you had mentioned something like um, when I mentioned something about the person said they had calling for the loved one who had cancer, but you went
Oh,
on to say,
that wasn't
okay,
me. That wasn't me.
okay, whoever, I'm sorry, I apologize, but whoever mentioned that was like, oh, don't tell me this and don't tell me that. I know people that recover from stage 4 cancer. And it
But
wasn't so much of what the doctors was doing, well, what it was, but also that words of encouragement of positive, that little 0.1% in coddling does help because it teaches the person to have mind over matter. And that's what defeats all and conquer everything that we go through. So, I mean, anything I feel that's negative and people feel 200% negative, I'm gonna disagree with you at 199.9 because it's always that 0% that's positive. There's always some positive in something.
remember, I had said I didn't say fully functional adults and and mentally ill though, so that would be part of like you saying cancer and all that stuff. I wouldn't call it considered like fully functional because that's like
Mhm.
they kind of not healthy and all that stuff. So that's the reason why I threw that in there. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they need some type of I don't know, you want to call that coddling or care or whatever
No, that's showing empathy and
assistance.
sympathy for
Well,
their
I'll say this,
situation.
Kev.
That's not
It would be better
how
if
you doing?
the hearer realized reality themselves, but we wouldn't have to coddle or parent if they accepted the shit they goddamn self before they even came to you about it. Like real shit. Like it's like why I wonder why people have such a hard time accepting the reality of their situation, but yet look to somebody else to give them an alternative to something they know ain't no alternative to. It's like,
man, you gotta have a
why
little bit
I
more
can't
grace,
get
man.
caught up.
A little bit more grace, man.
I can't get caught up in your world of delusion.
That everybody don't have the same.
If you
Everybody don't got
wasn't
the
so
same mentality as
delusional, I could
everybody.
roll.
He got a
Look, if
delay
you
like a
wasn't so
mug.
delusional, I could roll with you and I can help you if you wasn't so delusional. But if you gonna be delusional, that's just like us being stranded on an island and the water is bad. How long you gonna care? Which one of us gonna convince each other that it's good enough to drink? That's
It,
that person. Every day they gonna come to us asking us, is it drinkable? Why?
Mm-hmm.
No, reality ain't sunk in. You can't drink the shit.
You gotta
Unless
realize
one of
gonna be
us is
some
a
people that do it.
wastewater treatment motherfucker, we can't drink this shit.
Are you talking about cuddling still?
That's all I'm saying.
What'd you say, DJ?
I was asking if he's still talking about cuddling. All right.
Yeah.
Coddling, not cuddling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
COD,
Coddle.
not CUD.
Yeah, let me make sure because I know I don't want somebody
yeah, I got
messing
mixed
that
up
up
on
again.
that too.
They be messing people foreplay up. I ain't trying to do all that. And that's most
Yeah, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
for adults.
I mean, cuddling, if you help
But
cuddling somebody,
but
it's close to like enabling bad behavior. I mean, it can be
Okay.
but
empathize with somebody,
e-
but to cuddle,
even with the gentleman, I ain't cutting nobody off, Emma. But even with the gentleman was just talking about delusional, right? It's still something positive about being delusional. Like you said, if you on an island with 5 people and everybody delusional, looking at something, oh, let's drink this water. Somebody gonna be like, hey man, that water's no good. Because if it's nothing positive out of something negative, it mean everybody's gonna drink the water and die or get sick. So it's me just the point that
Oh,
You tripping.
it's
I ain't drinking no
always
poison
something
ass water.
positive, huh?
I ain't drinking no poison ass water. You can drink it first. And if
That
you die, then
no,
I'm
no,
not
that's,
drinking the
you
shit.
didn't hear what I said. What I said was if it's 5 of y'all on island, 4 of y'all talking about
My
drinking the
boy
water,
Ghost in the
and the one
building.
said, no, don't drink this water because it's poison. He might convince all of y'all not to drink the water, and maybe one may drink like, see what I told you? Because you're listening to something positive, because if y'all negative, y'all gonna drink the water. And y'all gonna get sick and die.
I don't know what you talking
For
about. I ain't drinking
every
no fucking
negative,
water.
I don't care how negative negativity is, bro. It's always something positive come from negativity and positivity.
Mm.
You can get some negativity out of positivity.
Yeah, I can't agree with
I mean,
that.
I can
It's
feel
just the
you
way
in a
life.
way,
Whoa.
though, having a pessimistic mentality. But that you said something about it's positive to delusion. I don't know about that one. I'm just trying to think about how you said that one, or I don't know
Okay, what
about
I'm
that.
saying is, what I'm saying being positive, right? Just take a second. If you got 5 of y'all out there want to drink this water, right?
Somebody mute up. Somebody's loud in the mud.
Want to drink this water, right?
Somebody mute up. Somebody's loud in the mud.
If it's 5 people out there wants to drink this water. Now, it's I guess in a sense it's negative to think that or positive to think that the water's good for you. And one of them might be saying, man, I've seen this type of water before. It's not good, right? So I'm not thinking. We're just thinking in negative and positive terms, right? So if I'm telling you don't drink it because I've seen this before, I'm telling you something positive. Your mind is not thinking, I wouldn't say so much negative, but it's drink. So you're thinking, maybe I'm not saying it right, but
No, you're not saying it right, bro. You
He
okay,
got
I
yeah,
might
I
not,
don't I
everybody,
don't know what you're doing.
even even the comments
I
like,
might
huh?
not be saying
Yeah.
it's a better way to explain it, but I might not be explaining it right because maybe I'm delusional right
I'm-
now.
and you about to make us delusional trying to understand. I'm like, hold
Right,
up, bro.
right,
I'm
right.
much.
So We gonna drink the water. But I'm
I'm
just saying,
seriously
but
trying to understand. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm literally.
right, right,
That's
right.
all I'm
I
trying
might
to
not
do,
be
man.
explaining it right, but
So, Leona, you
it's something
understand?
positive about it.
Come on up, explain what he mean, because you might get like
I can
maybe
give
my
him an example of what I
I
think
guess
he's
they're drinking the
trying to
water.
say. I can give him an example. So the
what?
negative for me was I grew up in a household where my mama had a different boyfriend every time we turned around. She might have this guy for 2 weeks. He living there, and then I come home and there's a different guy, and then a month or two from then there's a different guy. So pretty much I consider her to be a hoe. But all that negative, all it did for me was the times we got sat outside on the porch and she locked the door, talking about I'll come out and get y'all when I'm done. We used to sit out on the porch, and I used to tell my little brothers, I like, when I grow up, I'm never gonna treat my boyfriend like this. I didn't have no idea what a husband was. So all I knew was a boyfriend. And I was like, when I grow up, I'm not gonna treat my boyfriend like this.
Hey,
I'm gonna
ma'am, I
cook for
need you
my
to go into some
boyfriend.
of
I'm
these
gonna
other lives and tell this story.
I'm gonna
I,
this and I'm gonna that.
because
So
because apparently, how old was your mom? Like, how old are you, ma'am?
I'm 60.
Oh yeah, we need you to go in these other lives with these other women because apparently, your mom was getting abused and
All
cheated
kinds of
on and
shit.
all of
And
that stuff.
all I knew is
Yeah.
all that shit. It was I did not like it. And so that
Mm.
negative realized this is not what I want for me when I grow up. So that negative actually was a positive for me.
I get you. You just saying, okay. I'm for. I believe in that though. Like you can see. I mean, you can learn from good and bad. You can learn from, you know, whatever. I feel you on that. Good things, bad things, something to learn from, and what learn to do, or something like that. I said it all wrong though, but I feel you on that. So with the delusion, I would just say maybe he was just trying to say, because I was about to say I don't see no positive in delusion, but I would say you learn not to be delusional. Maybe that. Maybe that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take
Hello,
that one
hell.
then.
Don't break his delusion, man.
Cause I would never take it for delusion, but I can't do it. Is that Lord that made it my life, boy? Hey, what's the deal, man? Uh, who next? I think. Hold on. I think.
What's
Go
happening?
ahead, my
Let's
boy
go,
Wolf in
King.
the building. I'm
How
going
you
ahead
doing?
and hit that up, man. See who coddling around here.
Man, what's up with the rah man? What's going on with everybody today? How y'all feeling, man? I'm running water here because I just made me something
Hey,
to
what's
drink
going
real
on?
quick, man. But it is a lot of delusional things going on right now, man. It's a lot of delusion going on with the households and things like the Miss Lady just spoke right now. It's certain things, man, that when we as kids, man, we wondering, we like, man, what's the deal? What's really going on with that though? But I mean, like being that those type of things, man, as kids, man, that never leaves our minds, and then come to find out that, hey, it ain't all what we thought it would be. So now, sometimes people be stuck in that mindset, you know what I'm saying? So if you showing your kids this is how you get down, some kids don't get out of that, and they follow that same doggone pattern. They follow that same
Mm.
pattern, and they look at it like, well, mama did it, or well, daddy did it, so it must be cool. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, they follow the same pattern, and they wonder why everything is falling apart for them, and they wondering why things ain't working out for them. It's because of that delusional pattern. You know what I'm saying? They mind is stuck in it, and they mind is so if they don't see anything different, then that's all they know. Then that's exactly how they're gonna act when they grow up. Period.
Mm.
But you know
Period.
what
So
it
is that
also
pandering?
what it also creates too is it created a friction between me and my mother, and she hated me because she couldn't get me to see that crazy. I didn't understand that shit. So we give you a good example. She gets a good man, one that I recognize as a teenage girl. That's a good man. He
So
he ain't looking at me,
you
side
said she
eye.
hated you?
Yeah, she hated me.
Do you hate her?
All my life, absolutely. So we ain't gonna
I thought you
change
said
that,
you gonna
Kev.
learn.
Fuck you, Kev. So anyway, the
Damn.
point I'm making is
God damn.
the men that took a genuine interest in us, that helped us with our homework, that would walk us to school, or that might even reach out and do a gesture with some school clothes or a pair of school shoes. She she didn't like those guys, and she got rid of them real fast. Whether it was me, because I was the oldest and the only girl, but I got two brothers that ain't far up under me, 2 years and 3 years up under me. And those men, she didn't want them. And so when I come home and the good guy is gone, and I go, well, what happened to Joe? Fuck Joe. Well, wait. Joe helped me with my math. You know I'm struggling in math. Then she knocked the shit out of me. I said I don't like that motherfucker no more. Now I get beat
Y'all hit
down
them F1s for me.
because I like Joe. You know, he was a good guy. Because the rest of these pieces of shit you bringing in here, they don't read, they don't write. All they want to do is lay up on their ass. They drunk as fuck. Oh, she didn't like me. Nope. Her favorite words by the time I was 14, you don't like what the fuck I do, get out. And
Your
when I
mama
was
sound like my
16,
mama.
I got out. See ya.
Your mama sound like my mama. Man, it sound like we come from the same mama. Cause I
Right.
swear, that shit is identical. It is fucking identical. I'm 50.
Hey,
I'm an
but
80s baby. I'm a Gen X.
nah,
That
hold
shit,
on,
what
bro.
you just said, is
How are these
fucking
shows got me exposed all
identical.
over TikTok?
Listen,
I thought it was the men
we
oppressing women back in these days, not women being hoes and shit. I thought it was just women being. I'm
That's crazy.
confused.
And I stayed in a child's place when I tried to explain it. I knew better. I wasn't been about to use the language I just used with y'all, but she wasn't trying to hear that shit. But yet,
okay.
let her break
Listen,
up. Here's the stupid part. Let her break up. Now, she can't write, and this would really disturb me. She didn't go past the 5th grade. So here she goes. She breaks up with we just say Kev. Now she gonna drag me to the Hallmark store, and she gonna tell me all the way there her and Kev's drama, because she really like Kev. And I don't mean Kev good for her, but she like him. So this how I be
No, I'm
all in
good
the
for it.
this how I be all in the mix. No, actually, you a piece of shit. But this how she. But this what she do. So after she tell me everything about Kev, she say, "Now find me a card that says I really like him." So I gotta read her 42 different cards till she finds one that she thinks she like. Now we go home, and she's sitting at the kitchen table with me. I be like, "Mama, I got homework, and I gotta get this card to my man." So if it takes
Yo,
her
I hope you
five
recording this, right?
hours to say what she say, I gotta write all this shit in this card. And
You
then I
gotta be recording this, bro.
address it, and then on my way to school the next morning, I gotta mail it. Now, if Kev knows what he knows about it, he knows she uneducated. He know she didn't write that. She ain't got no handwriting. He knows that. And that shit used to just disturb me like crazy. Some of these guys, I be sitting there and I had this look on my face. What's that look? I'm like, Mama, you do realize Kev got a wife and 2 girlfriends and
Yep.
4 baby
Right.
mamas.
Yep.
What?
And I'm not a
But
poopy.
I'm better. I'm better than now. As I got older, to 15, 16, I started talking to her. Because this shit wasn't, no. And she wasn't
I'm
trying
living
to
in my
hear that.
delusion.
Yeah, she truly
So you're
was.
saying back in the day there was 3 or 4s back in the what is it, 50s,
Oh,
60s?
child, please. Yes.
That's the
There was
side of the story that
304,
the ladies
402,
refuse. A
998.
60, a
Did
60.
they
That's
coddle
the
that?
part of the story that the women
Yo,
refuse
this
to
is
tell
fucking
their
crazy,
daughters.
bro.
That's the part. See, I tell people, I was one of in my.
This is
Hold on,
bullshit,
let me
bro.
tell you something, Alex. Let me tell you something. I tell people I was the youngest, so I was the one they will always say, "Shut the hell up and sit down in the corner." So since I'm sitting down in the corner, I'm observing every goddamn thing.
Exactly.
So now I'm seeing something. I'm watching grandma lie to every damn body about granddaddy. She babysit me all the time, so I know what's going on. I know what's going on, but I'm sitting here listening to you lie to all the other girls in the family about this man who goes out every day, every morning, wakes up, you cook his breakfast for him, sets his coffee out for him, and then once he leaves, the insurance man come over. You see
Look,
me
okay,
down. You see
okay.
me down the street. You see me down the street to one of
Yo,
Then you
your
call
friend.
us
Your
up.
friend tells me when to go back home to my grandmama.
so
Now by the
you
time
recording this, right?
Now, about
No,
time
no,
granddaddy get home, grandma is all freshed up. She done cooked his dinner, cleaned the house, and he has no clue of what the hell happened that day.
And if you
Now,
looking like you gonna say something, she tell you better not open your goddamn mouth.
Right,
yup.
right. Listen. We added another topic in. The other one was delusional, and then we got coddling and pandering. Through that what
nah.
y'all just said. Now, which one
Y'all
is it?
not,
Because I
no,
didn't
no.
try to
Y'all not finna
understand the
just
both.
ride
So
on this
was it
shit.
coddling or pandering that
No,
Mama was
no,
doing?
no, no. Grandma was fucking. That's what she was doing. And
Right.
all this
Well,
shit,
we
all this,
understand that, but
no,
y'all added some other conversation to how
no,
it
bro.
all led up
Hold
to
on.
all
No,
this and
no,
that.
no,
That
no, no,
I'm
no.
Go to bed.
confused. Was
Go
she
to bed. 2 cents.
delusional
Cadillac,
or was she
Cadillac,
coddling or was she
Cadillac.
pandering?
No, she was
Yeah.
coddling some peen. That's what she was doing. Look,
Okay.
this what I'm saying, bro. We've been hearing on this app for the last motherfucking 2 years that these women that they talking about was oppressed and all of this other shit like that. And then we get two people come in here and talk about the exact opposite. They wasn't oppressed, they was hoeing just like the men was hoeing.
But the thing is, difference is they were clean,
How?
they were cooking and cleaning. They were still cooking and cleaning happily.
Oh
Like this
my.
shit crazy. Man, I hope you recorded
Fucking
this shit,
crazy,
bro.
bro.
You
I
know,
hope you recorded. You need to post this.
You
and
said
Kev,
post this part right here.
This is fucking
Hey,
crazy.
and Kev,
as long as
y'all,
nobody
I'ma
don't get
say this.
banana in here, I can be able to record it. I can say the
I'ma
record.
say this to these men. You know, Kev keeps trying to get me to say I forgive her. Kev keeps trying to get me to say I love her. Kev keeps trying to get me to say all this shit that I ain't feeling. I stand 10 toes down on how I feel. No, in
Damn.
misery. And I don't give a flying
Ouch.
fuck. The choices she made is the
Ouch.
choices she made. I had to go out there and make my
That's
own
really
But I
choices
harsh,
thought you
and
babe.
learn,
That's
see.
really
You know
harsh.
why I said that. You know why I
how.
brought it up.
No,
It's because you
Kev,
said you
quit.
go learn from your mother. It seemed like you're mimicking your
No,
mother
I
now. That's
learned
what it
how
sounds
not
like.
to do the crazy what she did
You hear
because
me?
I didn't like that. Do you think I like? Let me tell you. I can tell you a many a story. My mama had a good man named Isaiah, and Isaiah would get paid on Friday,
That's like
and
the
he had
seventh
to work
name you
on
done came
Saturday.
across.
She knew he had to work on Saturday. It took me a minute to figure out she was literally stealing from this man and using us. The first time she told me, she
What?
said, I lost my watch at Isaiah's house, but he at work. And what I need you to do is climb through the window
Bruh.
and get my watch off the dresser and come open the front door.
Nah, fuck
Well,
I,
this. You ain't gonna
do
do
you
it
know
for that.
right, and I would go in like an idiot. But I was like 10, 11. By the
you
time
you
I,
contradict yourself though?
I realized that this, as a child, you do what you're told. But as I got older, I realized this ain't the right shit to do. This guy's the guy that comes and takes her grocery shopping. This guy's the guy that gives her $300-400 to pay her rent. All this kind of stuff. Why do you want to treat this man this way? I felt sorry for some of the good guys. I really did.
So I
And there
want
was
to.
no reason
I'm
for
trying
her
to
to
go
do it.
back to your answer real quick. You said that you learn from the because remember Cadillac was just saying you
I
could learn from
I
the good.
learned how to be
Let me
what
finish
I
saying it,
saw.
man. Dang, you don't
You
even give me a
Kev,
chance. Dang.
you ain't gonna twist that shit.
No, I'm
First
not
David
twisting anything.
Tiffany
I'm just
taught
about
me.
to tell you that you said that you get the good from the bad, right?
Who said you get the good from the bad?
You say
Oh,
because that's what
I
Cadillac was just talking about, right?
yes, yes,
I understand him. I seen all this happen and I learned from that, right?
exactly. What I
Okay,
don't
right. So
want.
that's what I'm saying. But what you saying, it sounds like you contradicting yourself because now you're trying to say that no, they deserve this, and I'm not about to do this. But you
No,
said
I
if you
said
could see the
she
good and the bad,
deserves it.
then that don't make
She
sense.
she deserves it. You don't,
Uh,
in my opinion, Kev, you don't get the right to fuck over somebody. I don't give a damn who it is.
So you need to take that other answer back then, because
No,
you
no.
didn't take the good
All
out the
her
bad then.
negative behavior taught me how to be a decent person because I didn't like the way she treated those people. I didn't like it. So there's no way I'm going to go and break in my boyfriend's house. There's no way I'm going to, as soon as one guy walks out the front door, I'm bringing another guy in the back door. So
Yeah, I could
all
tell.
her,
I could tell, and that's what I be saying about the forgetting. That's why I say that's why that's so serious. Because the way you talking now, it just sound like it's a lot of just some stuff for real, man.
no,
'Cause
because you know what
you're
I
not
see.
over it. I can tell you're not
It
over it
ain't
at
a
all.
matter
Man,
You
of
can't
no,
over
trick
it.
me
What
either.
I see
she's
is
not over
this
that.
generation doing exactly that. This generation saying it's okay to stab each other in the back. It's okay to fuck over one another. That's why this is
That's a
personal
lie.
for me.
That's a lie.
That's why
No, because
it's
they.
personal. I hear these women out here. I was in the Walmart bathroom, and
Ma'am,
the two little chickies in the Walmart
Miss
bathroom.
Bliss.
She lied to the guy about how much money she needed for her layaway. She told the girl, "I only need $20, but he giving me 200." Why?
Yo,
God, no.
Let's back up. I'm kind of confused myself
no, you
because,
gotta you
I
gotta
mean,
post this
how
shit,
can
bro.
somebody have that? I mean, don't get me wrong. My dad
So dangerous, bro.
was dad, but it's some things I can say negative that he could have done
But
positive in my life. But I could never degrade my mama or daddy that
That's you,
bad, no
my
matter
brother.
how hard
That's
yeah,
they
right.
you.
what
So
they
let me
Ain't
done
let,
to me.
let me
nothing
finish what I was
nobody on
saying
this
real quick before my
panel is
jump
gonna
froze
say
up real
that's
quick.
gonna change that for me.
Give me a second,
Nobody.
real quick. Give me a second. What I was just saying, that is the problem, right? You said that this generation talking about you can do this and that or whatever, and that is not true. They too busy on matching energy, get back, and all that stuff. So that's a total lie on that. And that's the
Why you
thing.
say that's a
Everybody is
total
not preaching
lie?
forgiveness like I am. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem why we can't connect with one another because we don't give no grace for one another at all. You know what I'm saying? As soon as somebody mess up, you should have known better, and you my mother, you should have did that, and all that. Like we do all this stuff. Our kids gonna end up doing the same exact thing because we never learn the ropes of forgiveness. That humans mess up. Humans want to live their life the best
Amen.
way they
Amen.
can, right? So it's like we can't. We gotta have some type of grace because like we can't. That's what I be saying. That's what I be talking about that all the time. Like we can't talk about this unity BS, right? If we can't even forgive one another for the little stuff or disagreements and stuff,
I don't
that just
consider
it just
some
makes
stuff
no
Amen,
little.
sense.
bro.
I don't
Amen,
consider
kid.
some
But
stuff little,
that's
Cass.
on a serious note, though. The forgiveness is not for them; it's for you because
Right.
you hold
Because
on
you
that
wouldn't
you
be
hold
talking
that.
like this now. You sound like it's a lot of stuff, and you can't trigger. I know you didn't forgive him because it's like you can hear the passion if you want to call it that. Like you
Yep.
be sounding like you about
Yep.
to re-fight somebody over again when you restate your stories over again.
Yep.
That's how serious it is.
Yeah,
Exactly. And then she was
But
here.
you gonna push
She
that. But look, you gonna push that same thing to the next man that you get with. Your next, if you have a, no, I don't know if you'll have another kid, but I'm just saying you're gonna push
no,
that same
we
energy to
have
everybody else
Generation.
because of
Generation.
that.
Yo, I'm just trying to get her to reiterate the number of men that your mom ran through.
oh
This
God.
dude's about to
And
Child,
go
Cause
try to
see,
spark
I
her back.
can't even count. I would say so part of it was my mother went to prison for 7 years. So when she got out, I was 12, right? Kicking 12 in the ass. I remember it was just like a couple of weeks and then I turned 12. And so I would say between 12 and 16, oh, it had to be at least 400 guys. I'm not kidding.
what?
I know you fucking lying.
No, because okay, so here's what
No, you
happened.
are.
Long story short, I would tell my grandmama everything, right? I would tell because my grandmama was the woman for me to talk to.
Who
And,
has this
and,
woman been? I gotta follow you because you gonna have to come tell these stories on my
and
platform.
I would tell my grandmama everything. And my grandmama would always tell me this. And they finally sunk in about the age of 14. She said, baby, if you don't like what your mama doing, get you an education. You're doing good in school. Just keep doing good in school. Because once you get old enough, you can get out of there and you can fend for yourself. Okay? So I go to school and I'm working in a counselor's office. Y'all remember you could work in the counselor's office or in the office helping
right,
around
right, right,
students.
right,
And I
right.
and I
So, quick
heard
story,
this
got a question for
counselor
you.
talk. I heard this counselor talking to this senior. And so after the kid left, I said, "Hey, how can I graduate before I'm 18?" And she said, "Why would you want to do that? Don't you want to graduate with your friends? And if you're out of school too early, then you don't have nobody to hang out with
Fuck them
except
kids.
adults." And so I kind of gave her a little bit of what was going on in my house. So this what she said. Back then, summer school was really summer school. Y'all know that. Reading, English, history, and math, right? She said, okay, what you got to do, you got to go to summer school next year. All those classes with at least a B, then you will not have to take them during your senior year. So shit was so bad at my house that in my senior year, all I had, so from 8 to 9 o'clock, I worked in the office. From 9 to 10 o'clock, I had ROTC. And from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, I had econ for 2 semesters and then government for the last 2 semesters because now we graduating, right? I went home and filled out a whole paper and told my mom I had school all day. She didn't care. She didn't know. So I would roll in there at 4:45 like I caught the bus and everything. And you know what I did for those other hours? I started a backgammon club at school. I was a cheerleader. I was a majorette. I was in ROTC. So, and I had they managed to give me a little job making $4 an hour, working with the people in the office, filing records and shit. But I didn't want to go home.
So 16. So what era was this? This wasn't a cocaine era. This wasn't a drug addict era, right? This was before then.
Hey, check this out, man. This was them grandmas that they said was being oppressed. And she is telling a whole different story. These motherfuckers wasn't oppressed. They was out here fucking.
Yeah, before the drug addict era, there's families together. But like she said, they were living together.
My mother wasn't on any drugs I'm not going to
Wait a
lie.
minute.
She wasn't on no drugs. She didn't even drink.
Wait. You know what, 60? Hold up. Something needs to be told about that drug addict era. The drug addict era hit every black enclave different. It didn't hit every black city the same. Every black ghetto or so-called hood didn't react to it the same. Okay, that needs to be said. When you talk about the cocaine, that particular era, you talking about 8.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, my point was just her mom. So I'm trying to figure out the mind frame of the people in that time.
She's 60 years old right now, bro. And when she was that age, her mom, we talking about the 40s and 50s, bro.
Yeah.
50s, 40s, 60s, bro.
So I'm trying to figure out the mind frame people was in that time. Like, it should be more.
Back then, I can tell you what the mind frame was. Back then, in the ghetto, it was get pregnant by this is what they told their girls. I mean, this was religious. Get pregnant by anybody. The mailman, the insurance man, don't matter. The milkman, the boy next door, anybody that's got a job, get pregnant. That's number one. The boys were put out on the corners to either be pimps or drug dealers. And back then, when I was coming up, heroin was the thing. Cocaine wasn't even in the picture. Heroin.
Where was you born and raised at?
Detroit, Michigan.
Bro,
Man, in my
that's
city.
why the story sounds so similar, because I'm from Detroit too. So I
need y'all to get up my city.
I said that shit sound like fucking verbatim. Like it,
Was that you that was out seeing you driving on 2 wheels down my street, man?
That's it.
What?
I'm like, that's how he be doing his lives.
You know what?
So, here's what happened. Here's what happened. Okay, so I graduated from high school at 16. I ain't pregnant. Boys can't even get nowhere near me. Nobody scared me. I just saw a few girls that were pregnant. Several of my aunts were pregnant, and I saw how my grandparents reacted to that. I wasn't a hard-headed kid. I was one of them kids that if I saw yo fuck up, I wasn't doing that because I don't like the results of what happened to you, so I don't want that happening to me. So 16, I start college. I turned 16 in September the year before. I graduate, I'm 16. I start college at 17. I'm going into college. I'll get a job working for health department and the police department. And then I graduate from that, and they got recruiters coming down from the federal government, and I get a better job working with the USDA. And so at 18, I owned a house, and shit went downhill from that with me and the old girl. She was like, how dare you? And I didn't get a house in the cities. You know where 8 Mile and Lasher is? I bought a house on Chapter Street.
Okay.
I dared somebody to say Losser by mistake. You ain't from Detroit. You don't say
So
about a real name.
we called it Lasher.
Right. That's what we all call it last year, even though it's
Yeah.
Losser. But
So yeah,
Well, on some
you
real
know,
shit though,
so
she should 60. You should forgive your mom. You know what I'm saying, and just let it go. Been a long time.
don't do it. I mean, don't do it.
No,
You barking up the
no,
wrong tree.
no,
I've been trying it for the
he
longest.
really is. Don't go
no,
there with
bro.
me.
Hey,
Okay.
no, sissy.
So
That's a
with that,
No.
crime. You can't do that
shit
with.
just got
My
out of
bad.
hand after that.
My
And
bad.
with
Just my
her,
opinion though.
and this is just a couple of the crazy things. This is what I talk about. When black people ain't doing good, they don't want other black people doing good. So the first kid I had,
Should write a book.
you know, I'm trying to do the right thing and let her see her grandkid, right? You know, so I had gotten a job that was out on 8 Mile and Telegraph, which means I got to go pretty much past her. So she said, let me keep the baby. Now I'm gonna show you how stupid I was because I didn't realize it. So I catch the bus because I ain't got no car yet. I catch the bus. I drop the kid off, walk back to the bus stop, go to my job, come back, get the kid. She says, I made the baby a fresh bottle. So I got the baby and we at the bus stop. The baby just screaming. And I'm like, why is she crying? I changed her. She should be sleepy. I'm steady trying to give her this bottle. She drink her 2 sips and she have a melt. I mean, I
So
finally get home and I was emptying. I said, maybe the milk is spoiled. And I was emptying out the bottle. And lo and behold, when I emptied the bottle out in the sink, all this red shit was in the bottom of the bottle. My mama had filled that baby bottle with cayenne fucking pepper. So now I get my baby dressed and take her to the hospital. That's why the
Hold
baby
on.
was screaming. Her mouth
60.
is burning. So when I
Maybe you
called
should
her,
have coddled her.
when I called her and told her what the doctor said, she said, "Oh, I must have." This is exactly what she told me. I will never forget it. She said, "I must have thought that was the formula. I don't know how I got cayenne pepper in there." But you can hear the giggle in her voice.
Yo, look. See,
Cayenne pepper is red. Formula is white or vanilla
So
yellow.
like the rice
yeah, vanilla
formula,
yellow,
like the
bro.
rice formula and the wheat formula that come in the little box that you mix in with the milk.
Ain't none of that shit red, bro.
Exactly. 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 I could tell
Is
y'all
that
motherfucking
delusional?
horror stories. There ain't no way in hell. Ain't nobody gonna get me to change my mind. My aunt was
60,
on heroin. I was
60.
8 months
Hold
pregnant.
on,
I was
60.
8 months
Hold on,
pregnant.
60. Go back to that. Go back to the part when you were saying how they were doing the. Cause see, I want the fellas to understand at that time where a lot of this thinking today came from, like the don't come home with a dry pocket and wet coochie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So my aunt, because we was growing up in their house, in my grandparents' house. My grandmama was having kids when her kids was having kids. So give you an example. I'm 60. My uncle Boris is 62. Who out the Boris? Jennifer is 63. Veronica is 64. Lorraine is 65. So
Oh,
my aunties would go out on dates and don't let one of them come home, been out with a boy all night and come home and be talking about, can you give me a pair of stockings? My granddaddy come out that room, he'd be like, what the fuck you mean you need some stockings? You was out with Ricky all night. Ricky didn't buy you no damn stockings? The hell? No, my granddaddy lost his shit. He like, no, you don't go out with some, he say ninja. You don't go out with some ninja all night long and don't come back with something. You know you needed them stockings, so you just gave it all up for free. I love him. And then that's what my granddaddy used to say. So when you get a house or an apartment, you gonna tell the gas company you love them? Cause Cum don't pay no gas bill. Cum
Hey, I
don't
got
pay no light bill.
60.
this,
I got a quick
this is
question.
wild,
I want
bro.
you
Come
to
on
answer.
now.
It's
All
wild
the
than a
people you
motherfucker, bro.
mentioned, do y'all have the same daddy or it's different mothers?
Who?
Different fathers, always. It's always different fathers. Back then,
Okay,
you don't know who your daddy was back then. You
right.
had to literally everybody. But here's the thing: everybody else knew who your daddy was.
Right. You answer the
Exactly what
you answer, but listen, y'all, you just answered the question. I'm gonna tell you what probably did happen,
It is
and you
crazy.
probably need to get some blood tests because incest looked like this was a major factor back then in those days, and I'm serious because a lot
Nigga,
of
you
people
stretching
think,
now. You stretching now.
no,
You
seriously,
No,
seriously, bro.
my
It
dad
wasn't
Let me
incest.
he
finish.
Listen, it wasn't
Let me finish.
ancestral. It wasn't ancestral. When I said the insurance man, see, I'm giving you who they was screwing around with. These was
I understand
grandma's
that.
side dudes. These wasn't no ancestral dude. These was the deacon, the insurance man, the
the
mailman, the
numbers man.
milkman.
Yeah, the numbers man.
Especially the numbers man. Yeah, because he would deliver the money when they hit for their numbers. So she happy. She gonna give him a little something. But here's the key to it all. Why granddaddy didn't know. Because he was working 10, 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week.
Exactly.
Sometimes he would work around the clock at the mill. Now, the mill had rooms where the workers could go at that time and they could get them some sleep and then wake back up and go right back to that machine. And there was a lot of men who were doing that. Now, what pissed one woman off from that era who got mad at me because I told them a secret. One girl was like, well, how, if the men had the houses, how they get out the houses? I said, let me tell you something. And I asked all the dudes from my era, I said, do y'all ever remember a guy telling y'all, I came home from work one day and she just talking that crazy. I don't know what she was talking about. She just talking this stuff and just got to arguing with me. And next thing you know, we fight. Okay, well, the reason why they did that, they'll pick a false fight with your father to kick him out the house. He go to jail for about a week or two. She called the welfare office. I ain't got nobody here with these damn kids. No one is there. She's approved. He get home. The locks are changed.
Exactly. And the girls, the reason they want the girls to have babies because you're all living in the house together. Generally, it's more than 4, 5, 6 siblings living in the house with their parents. And so, if the girl gets pregnant, they not so much as upset because she's pregnant. Because guess what? They put her ass on welfare. Now that's money coming into the house. And if she under the
Right.
age of 18, the mama and the daddy is getting that money, not the girl.
Now see
Yo.
where domestic
And
violence
then
started
grandma, hold on,
from.
wait, here go the key. Here go the key. Here go the key. Grandma gonna get a check for being the babysitter.
Yes.
Came from. Back
So
to
let me ask
y'all
you this
here.
question now, because if this sounds like we weren't getting help back then, so we had a pretty good setup then. Was it that bad back in the 80s with
No,
this is
motherfucker,
according to
no, that's
race
not a
though.
good setup, bro. That's horrible.
I know it's hard, but what I'm saying though, they use those advantages. So what
No,
I'm
they
saying,
didn't
like,
use it to an advantage. That, oh, God damn it. You know something?
but
Never mind.
listen, she just said those kids would send guys to have kids so they could get money from the state. That's what she just said.
Bro, where you from, bro?
Not here.
I knew it. Fucking knew it.
But I just hear what you just said. I'm asking. I'm trying to learn.
Yeah,
So
man.
Well,
we're
you
going back
got
from 60 years ago.
Alex over there. He's a male, and I'm a female, and we
Right.
grew up in the same town in the same era, damn near. So you got a man agreeing
Now
with a
that's
woman on what
now
took
that's
place, and a woman agreeing with
nah,
a
that's six
man on
four
what
agreeing
took
with you,
I'm
bro.
place.
just asking questions. That's all I'm saying. I was
Yeah,
That's
asking
Go
me
ahead,
you.
make
agreeing with
make
you.
what's
That's
your
me
point?
agreeing with you, 60. That's 6
I
4.
know,
That's
yeah,
I
me
know.
yeah,
agreeing. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry,
Y'all
6'4".
yeah,
Sorry.
y'all a lot older than me.
What's the question, DJ Claw?
I was just
Or
simply
who?
asking. So okay, if in those times, right, if they could have a kid and get help from the state, you don't think that should help they go forward?
No,
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 listen.
no, the state
no.
ain't gonna never give you enough money to raise a child. Period.
But see,
So
the
a lot
women
of those
took it.
kids
Okay.
suffer. You know, they there was never no real meals on the table for most of those kids. Hell, we had friends. My grandmama knew how to cook. And so our friends would just hang around for dinner time or lunchtime if it was the weekend. Because my grandmama was one of them people that if you put your feet under her table, she only had one question. Do your mama know where you at? Yes, ma'am. All right. Sit up. Did you wash your hands? Yes. Eat real food from scratch. Because my granddaddy had a good job. So she took care of us. We was one of the few kids all her kids that got to eat real food and knew what real meat was. But a lot of the women wasn't spending that money on them kids. They spending it back then, like I said, heroin was the thing. They was alcoholics. You know, they was buying wigs. They wasn't spending the kids look like little orphans. For 5 cents a week, you can get little Ubuntu or TV dinner.
So what did I say so bad? I just simply asked a question. Like, I just because.
Why is that so bad? She ain't
No,
spending the
I'm saying, what
money
did
on
I
the
say?
child.
He said what I said was kind of bad. So I just asked him because I'm just trying to learn.
Well, here's
That's
another
what men
dynamic
are
that they.
complaining about now. Women get
Well,
child support, or they live in a welfare state. They're getting money, and they're not taking care of the child. But the mama looks like a model, and the
and
kids.
dig this, 60. Here's another thing they need to know too. The whole plot to taking the child to the state, the check is one thing, but the state, like here in our state, they'll get you a house, they'll pay
Exactly.
for it, they'll pay your bills for you, so it gives her a false sense of
That's everywhere.
independence. Right. Well, like I said, I'm not everywhere, so I just know that in my state. But I'm glad to hear that it was uniform. But that was the whole thing. The women would tell the girls, "Who cares who you got pregnant by? The state gonna take care of you and that baby." Now,
Right.
this is what black women installed in their daughters. Now, if black women who are the age of 60 or older is installing that in their children, these are the daughters of those women y'all dealing with today with that same state.
That's what I was asking because now it makes sense.
Yeah,
It
that's
makes
why.
fucking
Because
sense.
you don't. As long as the state is paying, you don't need to. Who cares? See, this is the problem. Who cares who you get pregnant by, girl? The state gonna pay for the baby. Get the
Oh,
check. Get the.
And then we're looking at
so you
real
saying they
time, right?
started this madness that's going on today?
You see what's
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
there it
necessarily,
is.
yeah.
they
Oh
started
my!
it,
So they wasn't that
but
innocent,
That
huh?
is domestic
right.
violence.
But I will
Dude,
say this: we're just gonna go with the 4 cousins. I got 3 cousins. It's 4 of us. Okay, so I'm gonna run it down. My cousin Cassandra will be 61 August 21st. I will be 61 September 22nd. My cousin Sheila will be 61 December 30th. And then my cousin Sherry will be 61 in February. So let's just go with us 4, okay? Out of us 4, right here, right now, Sherry has had 7 children and never been married in her life. Never. It ain't cause she don't want to be married. It's cause men was looking at her behavior. Okay? Cause Sherry carries the slut mentality. I'ma tell y'all, she has no problem with telling y'all that. Nobody. Okay? Sheila done had so many abortions over the years. She ends up with men that want to marry her until they find out she can't have children. Cause they want children. So they leave her. My cousin Cassandra, she got bludgeoned to death because she was hoeing and she met the wrong guy. She was all over the news. Y'all can go Google her, Cassandra Young, bludgeoned to death. And that is my cousin. And then there's me. I got married and had children. I was married for 15 years and my husband died from a heart attack. Then I had to raise my children. I didn't get married for another 30 years. And then I married again. And I was married for 8 years. And this husband passed away. I'm the only one out of our generation with us that's actually had a marriage and owned homes. All these other 3, they're still renters. Period. They're still renters. They're running from man to man. They move out of one guy's house and move into another guy's house. None of them can show anything because they never left that mentality behind. They are still that way. Now, one of Sherry's kids is she started having she had her first kid when she was 13. She had her next one when she was 15. She had the next one when she was 16. She had the next one when she was 17. I am not exaggerating. Rachel has 18 children now.
Wait, 60. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm gonna tell y'all why she telling the truth. It was so bad back then. A guy made a song called "Babies Are Having Babies. They Must Be Crazy." Look up the song.
My cousin has 18 children, and she does not know who half the baby daddies are. To this day. None of her kids, to this day, to this very moment, have finished high school. None of her kids, to this very day, are married. They have no aspirations because their mama had no aspirations because their grandmama had no aspirations.
Still don't mean that they not want to be successful, but yeah, I mean that's a lot of kids. But to add to all those kids, down south, I don't know if y'all familiar with Boot Hill, Missouri. That's what goes on down there. And the reason why I was talking about the incest part because that's where a lot of that come from down south. And believe it or not, and you can do your homework on this, it didn't come from them other folks because if we know in the black households. And it started back as ways back as far as slavery. Because there was only slaves there and so on. So we know how that story goes. But these people down in Boot Hill, Missouri have the same amount of kids by different women. And it's like it sounds like the same thing that I'm know of, accustomed of hearing that's going on up there. So it's really wild. But that's why I was saying that, people don't ever know. And I don't know what part of Detroit you grew up in. I don't know how big Detroit is. It's got my little small towns like Boot Hill, Missouri, and stuff like that. You'd be surprised. You never know. The milkman could have been such and such brother. You never know. And maybe you was old enough to know that. It's a difference, but you still might not know. So, them back in them days, it was real tricky because some funny stuff was going on in the household amongst male and female.
And I want to say
Did I
this
take a
because I'm
meal?
reading the comments. I'm reading the comments, and somebody said she just debunked all these feminist allegations and talking points. So here's what's gonna happen: if y'all put me on a panel with the very women that are saying none of this shit happened, they're going to say she's lying, and the reason being is because
I
they
already know
do
that.
not want to acknowledge what happened. They want to erase it. They want to act like it didn't
A
exist.
word. The A word is dangerous around here.
Oh, you already know that A word. That's why I talk about it a lot. That's why my room's so small. They don't want to hear that A
Well,
And
word.
that's
that's the
because it
point.
fits the
That's the
narrative. As
point.
long as granddaddy and them was wrong, we could always be right even when we wrong. As long as I
Exactly.
can always
No,
point the
no,
finger
bro.
at
No, man.
at
No, man. What?
granddaddy and make up some bullshit. I did a live, right? And I told the story of what happened when the sharecropper, man, it was funny because we knew who these guys were because we were living in the projects on Warren and Commerce. And we knew who the guys was coming up from the South because they all had Jerry curls and gold teeth. And they all talked the same. They couldn't read, they couldn't
Yep,
write.
yep. Right.
Now, here's the thing. The women here knew these guys couldn't read or write. Now, a lot of these guys dodged the bullet because they went straight to Flint, Michigan. They bypassed right past Detroit and went to Flint. I don't know why, but they went straight to Flint. But the ones that stayed because they met a woman here who had somewhere for them to stay already. They didn't have nowhere to stay. They were just coming up from down south. Of course, she gonna invite him in the house. She gonna give him some. He still got a little money from whatever reparation he got when he came up from the sharecropping fields. He ends up getting a job, right? But the thing of it is, he can't fill out the application. He ain't never had to fill out the application before. So who you think he gonna get to fill out the application? Baby
The
girl.
woman.
Story. State.
All
State.
the information, put her shit on there. Because he
Tell her
can't
she a
read. She gonna
robot.
fill it all out for him and give it that back to him and say, here, Winston, give it to your boss. Winston gonna take that packet and give it to his boss. He's gonna start working at Chrysler. Now, she got him. She got him. She about to turn his friends on to her friends. Yeah, girl, he got his brother coming up here from down south. So they pouncing on these dudes, putting babies on them that wasn't even theirs. Putting child support on them. Did them boys bad. While he had Chrysler working, she's screwing the dope boys. Drugs because of the woman.
Right.
Yeah, most of the
Right.
men got on
Exactly.
drugs because the women were on drugs.
Exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
I've been
The
heard,
dope
man,
boy,
no,
he will
bro,
go up
because
to the dope boy. Listen,
look,
Alex.
folks,
Hey, Alex, the dope boy will go up to the
y'all
plant
killing me right
and
now, because I've been hearing these
look.
women blaming this shit on men for the last
Nope,
goddamn 20
nope,
years.
No,
nope,
and it's
nope.
it's not true, Alec. It's not true. You know, I'ma say this. When my grandfather was dying, he was dying from brain cancer. And everybody called
Hey, you got to
everybody
mute
was
Big Bro. I
calling
need to hear this.
and everybody was calling me and saying he wants you at the hospital. Now I'm gonna show you how my family hated, because my grandmama died. She had passed away a few years before him, and she was 89. They was married from the day she was 14 and he was 19, and they got married. And with that said, my oldest uncle and my oldest aunt was in the room, and they were trying to get him to sign shit, house deeds, whatever, and he refused. And so when I finally got there, he said, "This is what I'm gonna do." He said, "I have 89 grandchildren. I have 126 great grandchildren." And he said, "Not nan one of them has finished high school. Not none of them has started college." And he said, "And before I go, if I gotta leave anything, I'm leaving it to the one child that has broken the cycle. Cause the rest of y'all ain't did shit." They tried to, oh my God, they lost their minds. So he left me the house. He left me with what money was in the bank accounts. And everybody, when I walked, by the time I walked out that room and started down the hallway, jumping between me and my cousins, because everybody wanted to beat me up, because they felt like this man had no right to do that with me having my own life, and I had a house and I had whatever. But I see what he was going with. He didn't have a reason to leave anything to anybody that didn't deserve it, that hadn't put anything into their lives, and that disappointed him.
Well, Alex, I want you to hold on for this one. I want you to hold on for this one and put your seatbelt on for this one. Let me know when you got your seatbelt on. I'm gonna tell you
Piece of
something.
click.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you
Hey, what's
something.
going on in here?
Granddaddy, he didn't
What's the
live.
Mr. P?
I've been sitting
He
here for
died.
5 minutes. Nobody's letting me get in. What's up?
Hold up. Granddaddy died of diabetes. He had his limbs cut off because he had a bad diet. He had heartburst. He had diabetes and high blood pressure. Now keep this in mind. Granddaddy never cooked. Grandma did all the cooking. How is it that him and grandma ate the same shit, but he ended up with the diabetes? He ended up with the cut limbs. He ended up with the high blood pressure. They eating the same thing. Do you ever remember the women saying, I'll fix his plate, put it to the side?
Mm-hmm.
So she go to, oh my God, Wilson, you got to go to the doctor. He go to the doctor. The doctor
Was he
say,
beat? Was he beating on her, bro?
nah. Well, with
I
diabetes and
didn't
being
think
in
so.
fucked up health condition, you can't fight nobody.
I didn't
Yeah.
think so.
So he go to the doctor. She go with him. Now she's hearing her good work is work. The doctor said, "No, you cut back on that salt. We gonna have to cut your fingers off." Now grandma heard this, but grandma went home and said, "I don't care what that doctor said. If my Wilson wants salt, he getting salt." Her plan is working. Death by plate. Take him out. Take granddaddy out. With his diet, along with all that working at the plant, hypertension and all of that, he'll be gone 5 years after retirement.
If
They
that.
had an elaborate plan. It was an elaborate plan to get rid of the black man. The first I call it the Holocaust instituted by black women. By them dumbass soul food dinners that they call good, and it clogs your arteries. Those meals literally unalive you. And they fed it to him all the time. Every Sunday, they made sure they stuffed him with that crap. And then if you fought them to make something healthy for him, they fought you tooth and nail. Get her out of here. She trying to take my man. No, she trying to make him healthy. You just heard the doctor say, don't no more salt, but you went home and increased the salt. Yeah, grandma was a murderer and got away with it all those decades, murdering your granddaddies
The
by
hell you
that
say,
plate.
Watson?
Huh?
I said, the hell you say, Watson?
Yeah. Hey, now I'm gonna tell you, this ain't white supremacy. This ain't got nothing to do with white tea supremacy. The fact that damn near every black woman who was assaulted by a family member went to their mother and grandmother, and their grandmother and mother never ever did nothing about that guy.
That's true.
But they'd be on here talking about Moses,
Yep.
and
Yeah,
he
but
ain't
that ain't
did
particular
shit.
to no race. That's happened all over.
Go ahead, MIST. What you say?
So,
Mr. P, what's the deal, man? What you got to
More
contribute on
foolish
this one?
to have to look at this guy.
so
Come on now, I'm gonna tell you
what I'm going to
what
get at
contribute to
is
these women
the
trauma.
primary
And
topic right here about coddling.
Oh, you had a delay, 6'4". I thought you was done talking. I'm just super delayed.
So, so
That shit
in the
crazy.
room here, what does everybody think about the opposite of coddling in the sense of shaming? Is shaming good or bad in your guys' opinion? Really quick, just say good or bad.
Shame is good. I say it's good.
I agree. I can agree.
Be- Because the reason I use this in another life, I'm not about to praise no drunk or something like that. Sometimes it just depends on the tactics. Everybody can't use it. It just
See,
depends on the person, though.
all right, so I think the general consensus is we all kind of agree that shaming can be good. So
It's most definitely
that's
can
kind
be
of the
good.
inverse of coddling.
She said it's bad.
You know what I mean? So the point I'm getting at here is when someone doesn't do anything wrong and they fail, that's a
It's all right. You can
situation
hit that girl.
where coddling somebody, I guess, would be an appropriate response. But if someone is making bad decisions and doing things that aren't conducive to the life that they want, and then they come to you and complain about it, coddling them isn't going to help. That's just going to reinforce that behavior. But
Mm.
letting someone feel shame isn't a bad thing. Shame is a tool in my mind that can help you grow. I have a phrase right now that I use. When you're in a dark place, you can feel like you're buried, but in reality, you've just been planted so that you can grow. And shame can feel like it's buried you, but really it's putting you in a position to grow. And you wouldn't recognize these faults without that feeling of shame. So I think that there's room on the table for both coddling at an appropriate time, and it's more so with children. And then there's also room on the table for when they have bad behavior, you need to shame them for it. Not necessarily to make them feel
Well,
bad or put them down, but to motivate them to change their life.
exactly. Exactly.
Uh,
Let them know
listen,
how serious
shame
it
bring.
is.
I'm gonna tell you right now, shame brings forth conviction.
yeah,
To
yeah,
me, I use
exactly.
shame is to highlight your blind spots. So you be making
Exactly. Because everybody
Shame
can't
brings
get
forth
baby talked all the
conviction.
time.
People are missing conviction. People are afraid of the feeling of being convicted. They don't want to
Yep.
be convicted. Shame is supposed to bring upon a conviction on your soul to force you to change wherever it is that's making you a shameful person. That's what it's
Right.
supposed to do. It ain't got
It
nothing to do
toughen
with
you up too.
hating. Right. So shame. I don't want to sound like a politician, but
Because
shame
you got it. The
yesterday,
thing
shame
is,
today,
the
and
reason why
shame tomorrow.
the reason why I said that though is because like the reason why I say it's a good thing is because we can't expect the world, right? I do feel like it can toughen you up, right? And it can get you out of certain situations that you didn't think was that serious and stuff. So you guys aim and awaken with the world because the world is not about to care about your feelings or the way you feel. Oh dang, why you do that? No, they gonna tear you out the frame. So I would rather get shamed, especially at home first, right? So I could be able to be tough enough to face on this world because it's like we that's kind of necessary. It's very necessary to shame certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Because they even shame the stuff that ain't supposed to be shamed, but it just ain't. There's nothing wrong with. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. It's more of a
Right.
motivating type
Let's
thing,
use a
and it's
really
more
let's use a really
of a putting your foot down situation too to let them know how serious it is.
let's use a really light analogy here. So, Kev, let's say me and you we're hanging out and we decide we're gonna go to the gym, right? And we're two grown men, right? And we both get down on bench press, and I bench 15 pounds more than you because I've just got a little bit more upper body strength.
Right.
If I look at you and I pat you on the back, I say, "Oh, it's okay, buddy. You're
This
perfect
new
just the
gen
way
just
you are."
saw.
That's not going to really motivate you. But if I say, "Oh, dude, I got 15 pounds more than you. Why are you being so weak today?" and like we joke around, that's shaming you. But that's not putting you down. That's going to motivate you to hit the
Yeah.
bench a little bit harder. And then when we go to
Right.
leg press and you push out 20 more pounds than me, you're going to be like, "Oh,
Yep.
come on, don't be so weak, Tony. It's
Yeah.
only 20 pounds. You can't keep up." The
It's like that
initial person might be like,
competitiveness.
"Why are you
Yeah.
putting Tony down?" But in my mind,
Be
I'm thinking, shit, Kev's telling me I got to step up my game. I got to push harder. I got to push myself harder. So,
But
you know,
shaming
like,
It's
I
just
just
it's
want to
just
speak
this
from a
new
male
gen.
perspective.
Like they, the reason why they got a problem with shaming and then they call shaming bashing. Now I don't know what the heck that is, but it's like they done got so soft now, right? Because they not used to either getting talked to like that because the parents done got so like now, so they not used to this situation. So they get their feelings hurt by every little thing now. So it's like that's why it's getting so harsh now. And man,
I think shame works because it
anyway,
When they come on my
yeah.
live, I
shame
tell them I'm not
shame
your mama and I'm not your daddy. So don't
shame
ever
works
tell me
because
about what I'm saying or how I'm saying it to you, because I ain't your mama or
And
your
then
daddy, all right?
them be the same people that be wanting to put the shame on everybody else, but they just can't take it. That's what be funny to me. You know
shame
you
works.
wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? That person, they come with all this stuff and they can't take it when they come back the opposite way. And that's why I'm saying we be hypocrites to the shaming too. So I'm like, it's crazy.
Oh, we're humans, but shaming good for because usually you get shamed if you do not do something right, right? If something is ugly, something you're not doing something right, that's they can't shame you something good, right? So they will shame you with the worst part of what you got going on, which I think is good because that give you awareness that situation. So I like my haters when they shame me, like if I do something.
TikTok
But if you
attracts
got to be
bad shit.
shamed, there's
Not for
levels to
sure.
shaming. But see,
Never
there's
asked that
levels.
shit.
There's levels to getting shamed. You don't just get shamed off a rip. You got to work your way to shame. So you been fucking up. It's just now we got to shame you. Shame is just the last level of your fucked upness.
So
I
let me
want to
ask you this:
see.
Do
I
you
want to
think
see
do you think the friends who
everybody
shame
because
you become
everybody
your
got
friends?
mixed definitions with bashing and shame, and they be mixing it together. I want to see this.
So let me ask you a question: Do you think you should be shamed early in your fucking up, or you should wait till the 'cause you said you take levels. So where in the level you should shame somebody to get
Yeah.
them on
Uh,
course?
for, for me, man, I call it how I
Okay, when
see
I
it,
say it
right?
take levels, I say shaming that there's levels. When I say there's levels to it, meaning that, okay, there's, you should, okay, let's just take this one thing everybody talk about, appropriate dressing, right? Appropriate attire. Okay, you may show, okay, you might be wearing some, your pants sagging. All right, and we would let our pants sag, but not like what we see today, right? So the fellas will probably say, well, man, pull your pants up a few times. And they might not, and I keep wearing it like that, and it might not bother them. But then after a while, they get lower, 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 lower. And then they say, hey, man, why don't you pull your pants up? and I don't, and I keep coming around, and it keep looking like that, lower, and it's getting worse, then they're gonna say, man, eventually you should feel ashamed of yourself coming around people like that. You don't have no better, you don't respect yourself enough to pull your pants up.
Right.
It becomes a,
It be selective.
yeah.
Yeah, but then those same
People
people get mad when you try
people
to
like it
correct
until it's
them.
on them.
Or the
You know,
person
it's
that gets
I
drunk
call
at
it
a
face
party.
tattoo syndrome. It's like they get mad that you notice that something's fucked up. And it's like, well, you're doing it on purpose. You're getting the attention, and the attention isn't doing anything for you. So change it. And then when you try to get them to change it, they get all defensive. Well, I should be able to wear what I want, how I want, and people should just accept it. And it's like, no.
Well, they did get attention. They got my attention, and this is what the fuck I had to say.
Yeah, and they get all pissy, you know, and it's like, well, what do you expect? It's like someone with a face tattoo getting mad, you're looking at their face. It's like, what do you expect? You got a face tattoo, I'm gonna look at it, you know, that's the whole point.
Or the people that get drunk at a party or some event and they go off the rails, and then the next day when everybody's telling them how messed up their behavior was, they want to be mad about it. I just read her rights.
I think
Yeah,
we're
drunk
getting to
as
that A
hell.
word nobody likes.
Right. Not the A word.
And
The A
I
word
wanted to
get in the
throw in
A
on too,
word. It's like,
before I started talking about the coddling and whatnot, we were talking about the welfare state and the situation there. And I can only offer an observation, and it's just, to me, it's been one of the most destructive things that's happened to our country, is the welfare state. And primarily, the African American community has suffered the most because of what it has done. And in my opinion, the government came in and said, I'm going to play daddy, and I'm going to disenfranchise the African American father. I'm going to take away any value he can have in the home, because I'm going to facilitate single motherhood, which means you're going to be raising children without their fathers, and then those boys grow into men who will repeat that cycle because their baby mama can get that check that's just enough to keep the bare minimum of calories and light going. And I don't know how to fix that, but I feel like welfare has just made that such an untenable situation for new families. You know, nobody wants to put in the work to make these marriages last, because everybody has an out. There's a million safety nets that you can fall into versus having to rely on your partner and be more selective in choosing your mates. You know, there's a million ways out nowadays, and it's not helping. And it's showing in our country. I mean, you can look at all the demographics, and you go back to 1960, and the single motherhood rate was in the mid-20s. And you go back to today, and it's in the 70s. It's just so horrible that we're doing it, and we're paying for it with our taxes. We're paying for our own destruction of our families across this whole country. And I don't know how to
Right.
change the culture. All I
I
can
Right.
got
do
a
is say
question
I'm
there
gonna be
real quick
part
because
of
I was
it.
trying
Yeah,
to
me
see.
too.
Um, so I try to ask it, but I'm thinking more on that. So y'all know the difference between what's the difference between bashing and shaming? And I'm trying to think about food in general. Like I've been hearing on the app, I never think I heard a dude use the word bashing. And I think that I notice
Women use
more
that
women say
term,
bashing
bashing.
and call shaming
Yeah.
bashing a lot of the times. But I'm trying to see what would be the difference. Like, can you give me an example of what bashing is versus what
Okay,
shaming is?
bashing is by definition. Bashing is critical observation of something. You know, you have a critical observation. Your observation of it is a bit more critical than the average person.
Can you give
That
me an
now
example, like
the
example real
Like
quick?
the guys
other
talking
okay,
about the women with the fake hair and the fake nails. Women feel like that's bashing them.
But
right,
isn't it?
because
That's what
my critique
ain't
of
that
it is
shaming?
so critical. Here it is, 6'4". Yes, I bash women when it comes to the weave, because
But isn't
my
that
critique
shaming?
of it is no. Here it is. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to give it to you in a sentence like we do in school, right?
Okay.
I bash them because my critique of them is so severe that it goes beyond the average criticism.
You give me give me a like an
So
example. Do a bash. Do a
so
quick bash real quick versus
well, I think women who wear weave, who buy weave is stupid.
Okay, I get
Now
you on
they
that.
say that's
Okay.
bashing. Why? But
Okay,
see,
that
now
is
they'll say I'm
bashing. That
calling
is
them
bashing.
stupid.
Okay. Right. Somebody
Right,
finally
right.
said it. I thought I was about to say that. Okay, that sound more like it. So what would be shaming?
Shaming would be you ain't washed that weave in 8 months and you still wearing it. You gotta be shaming yourself wearing that shit and
Something like
goddamn way
that.
up in people's
Okay.
faces. Where
Okay. Okay.
up in people's face with that
So
ugly ass
bashing is
weave.
basically like calling names. I'm glad somebody said it. So it's calling names basically for what I'm hearing.
It would sound like that, but that's how they would take it if I say they stupid because I would have to clarify what I mean by stupid. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because they'll
Cause
just take it by face.
mm-hmm.
But
Because so I
I
can
would say
understand that being bashed, but
that
I be hearing women, especially women, right? I hear them calling shaming bashing nowadays because it hurt their feelings. Or the way it got delivered, or the way you know what I'm saying. I noticed that like just in general on this app for so, and I'm like, dog, we really mixing this thing up because it's like it's a difference between bashing and shaming. Because
well,
it
that's
hurts
just
your
like
feelings, that don't mean that it's shaming. That don't mean that it's bashing.
hey, Ken, okay, here go another example, right? Say you see a girl with weave and you might be like, your criticism of it might be like, well, you know what, baby, you look better without it. You know, you look good in your natural. My criticism would be, yeah, because with it, you look like a goddamn giraffe.
Okay, that'd be bashing, right? Because you
Yeah, you
called him
see,
a
I'm
name.
saying the same thing you're saying, but I'm a bit more severe in my criticism.
Yes, because yeah, when
Yeah,
you,
you
I
look
get
like
you,
a
I
damn
get you.
giraffe when you got it.
So
When
one of them is
you
like
look like
it's
a
sort of
giraffe
some.
with it.
Okay, so now she just said that right there. What is a nasty delivery? What is that? Ain't
Well,
that
okay,
subjective?
let me say this. I commend him for being honest. So I like that. If you're gonna be a basher, but don't come off like you trying to like you mean well. You know what I'm saying? You don't give a damn how somebody gonna take it, just say that. But I do prefer shaming, but at least he's honest about it. These other bashers are acting like what they're doing is constructive. That
Right. They
that's
say,
which is fake as
women,
hell.
it's for y'all benefit that we're saying this.
Right. If that's your
That's how
So
they
delivery,
what have
feel.
y'all heard lately that was bashing?
I hear it every day.
It's
Like an
all over
example or
TikTok.
something? Like do they call y'all
Okay, so
I
like
just
silly
in
gave you
one
or
an
guy's
example.
live, he
bums?
talked in one guy's live, he talks about overweight women. And he doesn't give any grace for some women are big boned, whatever their reason is for being big. He seems like he thinks he's got all the answers. So he'll have a woman get, and then he says, "So do you go to the gym? Do how many calories do you eat? I bet you stuff your face with pizza." That's bashing her. And the other piece is you ain't even giving her a real chance to answer. You're bombarding her with one question after another on top of an insult after another, and she like, but you see,
Okay, it started turning shaming at first until you said the stuff in the face with pizza. Now that was different. That'd be bashing, all
Right.
right?
And when it's
But I think
extreme,
way before that, before you got to the stuff in the face with pizza, I think that was more of a shaming.
right. It's when it's extreme behavior is when it's bashing. Because if you're trying to shame someone, you don't have to break them down. You can just say what it is.
I, yeah, I think
I don't
even
know.
shaming be breaking people
I
down
think
anyway because people don't like to feel wrong or
And
they
that's
don't like
enough.
to.
So why go further? If shaming alone is good enough, why do we
Yeah, I
need to go
get you,
do
I
that?
get you, I get you. But I think some people even take that as bashing. That's what I'm saying. They be
Yeah,
mixing
those are
it
the
up.
sensitive people. We ain't worried about them. I'm
I would
talking about
say that the difference in bashing versus shaming is that bashing is designed with the intent to hurt,
right,
right,
right.
and whether it's conscious or not, the bashing is only hurtful to the person hearing it, and there's no room for growth on that point. Whereas when you shame somebody, you're not necessarily tearing them down, but you're forcing them to look inward on themselves and deal with that emotion so that they can grow. So I think that's where I draw the line on the difference.
So when
One is
they say
superficial, one
men
is
ain't
deeper.
ish, isn't that bashing?
Excuse me, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
When
that,
they say men ain't ish, isn't that bashing? Because the only reason I'm saying that, I never heard woman ain't ish. I never heard that one.
I
that's
mean,
general. When you shame someone, it's an individual, right?
yeah, I would say if
I would say that's
That's very
bashing. I would
offensive.
call that
Are
bashing.
we getting somewhere?
You know, I just thought that it was neat that you brought up the coddling. I gotta go. My phone's gonna die any second.
Oh,
So thanks
oh
for
yeah, for
having
sure.
me, Kev. I
Oh, you
appreciate
already
everybody
know.
else's feedback. So
Yeah.
I hope I was
Thanks for your
able
input.
to spark the conversation a little bit. Y'all have a wonderful day.
All right, you too, man.
You too,
You
brother.
too.
We about to get somewhere. I'm trying to get this because I'm trying to. It's a difference. I think a lot of people take shaming as bash, and I noticed that a lot. And they be, I don't
Well,
like the
that's
way
just
you said
sensitive
it. Why
women.
you did that? And I'm like, man, it
That's
ain't even
sensitive
about
women. So
that.
that's more extreme for the sensitive women. I'm talking about logical women that can be accountable. You know what I mean? I don't mind being accountable, but I do know the difference.
You're a little too close to my face. I'm scared of you, man. You supposed to pick that box on the top, man. I don't want you punching me in my glasses or something.
Oh, I like being right here because I've been wanting to fight you for a long time. But I like how Sixfold admitted his delivery because I don't like when people don't stand 10 toes down on who they are and how they deliver. Like, you need to own it. You a basher, own it. You a shamer, own it. You know what I mean?
Ooh, I'm so proud of me.
And stop acting like you a missionary or a deacon at the church. Don't do that. You quoting scriptures, you can't be bashing.
But you got a lot of pastors that do.
You got a lot of TikTokers that do.
Well, see, my intent of bashing is to rebuild if they listen. See, I only bash to rebuild because, see, I'm a builder too. And if they listen to my correctional program, they would be great. I just wish they could just
Let's
get
go.
past. I wish they could just get past the delivery. But if they can't, like I tell people, I needed to hear it that way. That's who I'm for.
Right.
I'm like Father John's. Everybody ain't gonna be able to stomach me, but if you do, you gonna feel better in the morning.
Well, at least
You
you're not
used
a
to take
hypocrite.
Father John's. We did too. Father John's and olive oil.
I'm about to say castor oil, but it's the same.
That's what I meant, castor oil. She used to give us a teaspoon of castor oil and then wash it down with Father
Oh
John's.
my God.
Like that's supposed to make it taste better.
Do you feel that people that do people have a right? Because I be feel like that's hypocritical. I be feeling like majority of the people that don't like bashing, right? They be doing the bashing themselves.
That's
Do you feel
true.
like they have a
Probably.
right to? Huh?
That's sensitive
Probably.
women are the best bashers.
Oh my.
Yeah, they
That'd be
are.
weird to me because I be hearing that junk and I've been hearing that word get slang so much since the last months. I'm like, bro, what the freak? And then
Yeah.
and it's at the same time they contradict themselves and go up crazy and be them. Oh, don't let me talk about the empowerment rooms. They be now that's true bashing. You know what I'm saying? They be saying all this stuff, baby, you good because that's a no good mother. You know they going crazy cussing it, but but when they become personal, it's a whole nother thing. Why you over there bashing us? And then put his I don't know. The hypocriticalness be
Yeah.
funny. Man.
Sensitive women are emotionally unstable and they do bash, but they can't take it back. So I ain't talking about
Man.
them, but yeah, they do bash.
Cause I swear, even like, and the reason why it came new to me, and the only reason why I'm only talking about the women, because I've been hearing the women really say, I've never heard a man say, "Why you bash me?" That's just weird to me. I never heard that one. Even when we was getting bashed back in 50 years ago, all these years, it was Stephen Harvey, he was doing it, all that, you know what I'm saying, and Whitney Williams and all that. It's nobody was crying about that. I never heard the word bashing, you know what I'm saying? But now, as these past 3 years, I don't know. It's weird.
They start learning new words, man. They ain't had no new words. And I told you, man, a lot of them are limited as their vocabulary. You know, that's why a lot of the words they use don't have more than 5 letters in it.
Well, I went to public school, but I've been heard bashing.
Mm.
Growing up in the church, you know, apostolic, we heard that word.
Hey, who was that?
I am.
Oh.
I'm walking around picking up crap. It's getting ready to storm, so I'm putting shit away and making sure the fire is out.
Mm-hmm.
Cause
Okay,
you're
I
on
done
my
learned some
side.
stuff today. I'm just trying to see, 'cause I thought I was confused or something. I'll be hearing that word. Okay, so I'm learning all type of stuff. The coddling, the pandering. I love it. Hey, I would literally be here just to try to understand. I love
Don't
it.
this don't apply to the real world. It's just TikTok. So don't you leave here talking about this shit.
Real world, been fixing miles and all that.
And then
Yeah.
shaming is another whole ball game all in itself. Cause
Shaming is necessary. Shaming is
well, no,
people
there's
do that.
different. They leave it to some of these women. There's different types of shaming. Like, how dare you tell me that my nails are too long, or I shouldn't wear a blonde wig, or this outfit because I weigh 200 pounds is normally made for a 140-pound woman, but I'm gonna
Oh
squeeze my
my.
ass in one.
Oh, you barking. You barking today. You about to make my room jump up to 300. Chill.
So, you know,
I
and
ain't going.
you tell her that she do not look good in that. Why are you shaming me? Because everything ain't made for a big girl.
Oh, it's okay.
And
So
I ain't
it's
got
not
nothing against big
shaming or
girls.
criticism.
Look, I
No, back in the day, women of size were always neat looking, always
yeah,
dressed neat.
yeah.
They
That's
never,
true.
they were always pretty, always smelling good, and always dressed neat. Always had professional jobs. So but see, there's that Lizzo shit.
I was about to say, what?
Exactly. I said that too. This came out with Lizzo and her bullshit. And Lizzo built like a motherfucking linebacker washing machine.
That's bashing.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Tell you
Oh
how
my
imaging
god.
works. Even though we liked it what's happening, nobody who was big wanted to look like rerun.
Or Shirley.
Hey man, somebody out there for everybody.
Yeah. She said a
Nobody
shirt.
big, nobody big in my school was walking around with suspenders on, popping their suspenders trying to pop lock.
They didn't want to look like Fat Albert either.
Oh dear, we love Fat Albert, no, but was nobody trying to look like him.
Well,
It's
I
like
you
they
know,
want to look like the people they love. They want to look like the people they love. So I guess a lot of them grew up on My Little Pony.
well,
Studies have shown that criticism is healthy, but shaming is not effective.
I don't think shaming is effective neither because all they're gonna do is double down and tell you don't get to tell them what the fuck they gonna do. Cause I've seen that a million times. Just
It's
like
shame,
Derek said,
shame.
don't
It's
be
not
in them
effective
rooms where
if
it's all
some
women
people it is.
and the women gonna tell the other women, girl, he can't tell you, he ain't so he can't tell nothing.
Oh my
That's
god.
why
Here's what I asked a group of them, and they got mad at me. I said, I want to know something because I hear this a lot, paying bills. Now, on planet Earth, there's only like 4 of them. Your gas, light, heat, and rent, water. What's all these damn bills y'all talking about?
well, you got the telephone. Remember back in the day, they actually had a phone bill because the phone was on the wall. Remember?
Oh, okay, but they regulated that because that motherfucker would get too out of hand. So that was real regulated. So what
It's
is all
still
of
a
these?
bill.
What is all? I mean, but Jesus is what they leaving their lights on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, running water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. What the hell? Since when did bills become the monster? Like that
Since the
shit that gotta
prices
be
are
paid.
outrageous. Since the prices are outrageous.
So then you gotta double back on the shit you like. If you want lights, don't you
Well,
want to
that's
see how to
true.
put that weave in? Don't you want to see how to put them lashes in?
I
Pay
don't
that
have
goddamn
that
light
shit.
bill.
I don't have that shit. I can't help you on that.
That's budgeting.
I don't have no lashes. I don't have no sew in. I got my natural hair. Want me to turn my camera on? I don't have none of that shit.
But I'm just saying, I wanted to know
Turn it
for
on,
them,
60.
what's all these bills y'all they keep talking about it. A man gotta pay all. I'm not going 50-50 on the bill. Little light bill ain't nothing but $60. You ain't got 30?
$60.
Dude,
That's
what the
bad. You ain't
fuck
got.
you get
You
that
don't run the
light bill
AC?
$60?
Hold on.
Let me give it you some context. Okay,
Yeah.
say you got a dude and a girl who live together, right? They ain't got no kids. What the fuck all y'all bills? What the hell y'all getting a lot of bills from? It's just y'all two living in a efficiency. Your bill, where y'all bills coming from with y'all?
Rent and
Real
mortgage is
estate.
high. Rent and mortgage don't change because of how many kids you got.
Okay, so two people working, y'all pay half. What's the problem? Somebody
I
want
don't
to
see a
spend
problem.
more than the other? Somebody want to take their money and be frivolous with it while the other sufficiently covered the next? Is that it?
It's only a
Well,
problem on TikTok.
that's what I'm seeing. I think so too. I think that's why I wouldn't want to get an apartment on TikTok.
Oh,
You need to
Somebody
come
different.
to Strips Live because he calls it Pleasantville.
okay.
People that go to the reality, he sends them to
That's
Pleasantville.
a good one. That is a good one. I'll call it idiocracy, but Pleasantville is
I got one
better.
question for Rashida. So Rashida, ask you a question, right?
Hey,
So how close it is real life compared to TikTok?
oh my God, way different.
So TikTok is pretty much just talk conversations, right? It's not happening in the real world.
No, this stuff is made up.
What do
It's
you
I
mean
pretend
disagree.
made up,
arguments.
I
Rashida?
disagree.
Nah, it's a lot of this stuff is made up, or I would say inflated and exaggerated.
Okay.
I disagree.
Where's the Constance that
Let
was
me
here before the
let me hear the
rise?
agreement though, because I would like to hear the disagreement. Cadillac, wait, you say disagree.
I,
Go.
I, I disagree because it's like people, TikTok people come on in and tell what actually go on in their life, right? And yeah, it might have some people on here that not fantasize, talk about things just to bring up conversation, but there's actually people on here living what they're saying. And it's just like watching, I don't mean to flip the subject, but watching TV, watching a show, and you be like, damn. And that really happens in real world. It happens in real world. What you see on TV is actually happening. So TikTok is real. It's just who see it for what it is and realize what it is. Because to me, it's reality. It's not a perspective of taking in what people are saying and just listen to people. This shit is reality. This shit happens. Just give you an example. It was a guy was on one the other day, and this guy was just talking about some things he was going on in his life, and he just actually passed away on their live. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, and people, to me, it's reality. It's nothing fake on here. It might be some, but
Percentage, what you say? 50,
It,
65% real, 40 fake.
I, I would say it's got to be at least. I would give it a higher number than that,
I would say
95%.
it's 75% real and 25% junk.
well, that's why they
95.
What you
call it
say, Kev?
virtual
Where you at with it?
reality. It's a reality, but it's a virtual. That's what we got to remember. It's a virtual reality.
So
You
Kev,
see
what you
what
say?
I'm
It's
saying?
virtual because we sitting there looking at each other,
Right, but see,
right?
to bring it in the real world, like when I pick people up, and we on lives, people ask me what that was. What is that? They don't say, is that TikTok? If they say to me, you're on TikTok, then I know it's in the real world. But they don't recognize the rhetoric. They don't recognize it. So it's not real world based yet. However, there are some things that exist. That's like going to clubs and you seeing all the girls sit together. They've been doing that before TikTok.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So now TikTok is only making it seem like TikTok is the reason they doing that. No, girls been going to the clubs, dancing with each other, dancing on each other. They've been doing that. Girls always been doing what they've been doing. TikTok just make it seem like they the reason for it. what they call that, the
Your
Mandela
percentage.
effect. The Mandela effect. The problem is with that these apps are having, they want it to permeate outside the app. But the reality won't accept virtual. The only way you're gonna be able to do what you're doing is to come in this cerebro. Because that's all this is a big ass cerebro. Just like when we doing what Professor X does when he wanna talk to X-Men far away. When he log into TikTok
Can I add some
and go
perspective to
live.
that? Um, I do agree with what he just said, but I also think that 90% of what we talk about is representative of 5% of what goes on in our lives. So we're inflating certain topics that aren't as relevant in reality, and that's pushing an agenda.
Well, you right in that sense because, like me, I just jump on that some of that shit because it's fun to talk about, and I love bringing people up on the '80s and what really happened. But I really talk about getting money, but they don't want to talk about that. My whole commentary is supposed to be totally different because of what I do. But these particular conversations seems to be more magnifying and magnetic. So I end up drawn to it. But
because it's somewhat real.
yeah, well, here's the thing of it. I would like what I said to be out there too. So let me say this too. If this has a chance to reach in reality, then let's not let only the bullshit reach it. We're gonna put in our 2 cents too.
Right. There are a bunch of
If it's the
things in my life
boomerang.
that are real in one day. Why am I focusing on three every day? So it ain't
Right,
about
exactly.
real. It's about relevant.
And
Right,
it's just
exactly.
like Dr. Sergi just said down at the bottom. According to TikTok, everybody makes 6 figures on TikTok.
And that's true. And the skits and all that does make up a lot of the phenomenon on TikTok. It really does. So, B. Claw, you asked that question and hearing what people saying, I might need to kind of tone the percentage down a little bit because TikTok is entertaining. And it's probably mostly entertaining than reality, if that makes sense.
I know that there are people's lives, but that like Kebs, there are. I would say the percentage is 10% for real lives that are trying to make a difference. And I'll give you an example with me. I got so frustrated with every day I'm coming on here. I flip through hundreds of lives hanging out
Yep.
in the
Yep.
hallways. And they're all
Yep.
confrontational. I can't deal with that crap day in and day out. So I started dropping people, which changed my algorithm. Right now, I only have about 20. Let's just hypothetically say if all 20 of the creators that I have were online, then the rest of those creators that are online that is showing me the other 50, they're battling. They're battling. It used to
Yep.
be all the way across the board. Now let's say it's 5 o'clock in the morning. If it's 5 o'clock in the morning, only maybe 3 of my creators are on. All the rest of it is battles, which I don't care about. If it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, there's 6 of them out of my 20 that are on. But there are some content creators that is keeping the shit real, that are genuinely trying to help people. The rest, I
I
would
think
say
that.
60% of that. So now we're at 70%. 60% of the people, they're just, I consider them to be miserable. And the reason I say miserable is because you wake up every day trying to put up topics that you know damn well is going to cause dissension. You know it. Ain't no 10 ways about it. You know it's going to cause dissension. So you get up that morning and you put this topic up there. And you know that ain't everybody in your life is going to be at each other's throats. Then, so that's 70%. Then you got the other 30%. That other 30% is entertainment, pure entertainment. The people that make the videos that make you laugh, or the news people that's keeping up with what's in the news. But those are the entertainment. And so this is how I view it. And as we get to know each other in TikTok, you know who to run with in your crowd. You know who's going to show up in your live. The shit
Yep.
starters
Yep.
going to show up in the shit starter lives. The people who really trying to better themselves or have knowledge to give or looking for information, they're going to show up in a different type of live. They're going to show up in Kev's live or 6'4's live. That's just how it goes, you know,
And
and you weed out people that way.
that's a good point because I'm glad you brought that up. Real talk about I don't know maybe 4 weeks ago, and I was get on TikTok and I put myself in a situation that's social media that needs to talk to somebody. You know, I put myself in that mind frame. And boy, what did I run across? I ran across nothing but women just bashing each other, shaming each other. And I'm like, wow. And I just seen a bunch of this, a bunch of this. I don't hear men, never ran across a men setting. I'm quite sure everyone else probably had, but I run across a lot of women. And I said something on somebody's um live. It's like, why do we do that? I'm not gonna say women, but why do we do that when we're trying to uplift one another and somebody's looking for that particular live that needs help? And the answer was primary, like, you don't have to sit there and listening to it. Idiot. I know I don't have to sit there and listen to it. It's just what I'm streaming across, and that could deter someone who's actually on there trying to find some help and see a bunch of that, be like, oh shit, and turn away from it, and could have been a savior live that could have changed their life.
They got to just keep looking. Because if you know what you don't like, you ain't going to go up in there. You know, that's just the point of it. You're not gonna. But there are, I also have what I call the spider to the fly lives. And I feel sorry for those people. The spider to the fly lives are the lives that say, safe space, let's talk. And when you get in that space, basically
Got your
you're,
way.
yep, they got you. And now you're actually the butt of everything. For instance, like the one I used earlier, there was a bunch of men and they says, hey, we got this advice for women. And then this girl goes up in there because they um get muscle and this and that and this and that, you know, weight lift, whatever. But the whole thing I watched, I did not hear them once tell one woman, including myself, anything about gaining weight. What they did was they looked at your profile and they picked it apart. That's what they did. You know, so they found all this shit to go after, and I have no problem with telling people how people react to me. So when they got to me, I had my camera off and the guy said, turn your camera on. I said, I can't. He said, why not? I said, because I'm around my customers and I don't have their permission to have their faces on TikTok and they walking around me, so I don't want to get sued. Then one guy said, she probably ugly as a horse's ass, and I said, why, thank you. You know, so then somebody else said, well, she's probably fat. I said, actually, no, I'm 5'3". I weigh 145. Bet you got a fupa. You know what, dude? If this the best y'all can do, I'm out of here. This live isn't about empowering women to teach them how to eat healthy. You're lying. This is a spider to the web. Coming to my web said the spider to the fly. Boop! I was kicked out the box because I peep game. When they say read the room, read the room. Don't just run up in there because you hear something.
Right.
Read the room. Sit out there in the hallway for a minute and wait to see what happens. Because TikTok has broke a lot of people mentally as well because they're not used to this type of ratchet ass behavior that's
That's
on here.
facts. It help people and it hurt people.
But the people that help are few and far between
See,
versus
and that's why I had to say
ratchet.
that they fought for some.
Versus ratchet.
But see, that become they fault for subjecting themselves to the madness.
Right.
I don't come on this app. I come on this app to tell people not to be told. That's why I don't have a cash app or none of that on my shit. Because number one, you ain't got to give me nothing. Say any goddamn way. So you can keep your little
Amen,
coins.
brother. Amen.
In that sense, you can
Amen.
keep all that shit. You don't buy it. You ain't about to buy me. You ain't about to follow me up to the tune where I gotta watch what the hell I say. I love pissing you off if you got pissed off. I love making you happy if you got happy. And it didn't cost neither me or you a dime to make it happen. This is the virtual world. And in this world, apparently anything goes. And I'm the type of person is I play the game the way the game go, and that's what pisses most people off because they want you to follow a different set of rules to the same game they playing. But no, I'm gonna play it the same way you play it. I care less that you heard me and you decided to go do something stupid to yourself. Because to me, you stupid if you let a voice in your head get to you like that. Because that's all I am. I'm just a voice in your head. Why are you taking this so damn serious? I'm just a voice in your head. If I got that kind of power to make you go do something stupid to yourself because something I said, then wow, I must be the man.
I mean, I got people on here, I do not like them. And when they show up in certain lives that I'm in, I'll pop right out the box. I could be in the middle of a sentence, boop, I'm gone. Because I don't like their personalities. But who am I to tell them I don't like their personalities? They're just another person. So I don't have to say something nasty to
Everybody got
them.
their own
I just
tolerance
leave
bar.
them.
Well, that's just like that guy. I was on some guy live, old guy in KC or something, but I popped and the thing is, I don't want brothers going off on each other because, men, that's just men shit. But when you say certain things, I gotta chime in to figure out why. And his thing was he had a problem. He said that he was detrimental to the community. Now, that's weird for a guy to say that about another guy. That kind of like, what would make a guy say that about another guy? Guys normally don't talk like that unless that guy's like a Dahmer or somebody like that. So what is it about his content that ticks? Well, see, what is it about? I told him, I said, well, man, number one, we can't make nobody say nothing. I can get on this app and call, on my live and call every woman on here a B. What the hell you gonna do? Nothing. Nothing at all. But just talk about how I'm wrong. Your only power is to talk about how I'm wrong. You do not have the power to change my situation. Right. You don't have the power to change that man. You don't have the power to make that man talk to women the way you would talk to him. You don't
I say that all the
have
time.
Why would you even waste your breath on that?
Like the people that be like, hey, not all. Like, what you think they gonna change their mind?
Right, you just wasting
If
your
they feel like it's
breath.
not all, that's what they gonna feel. You're not about to tell them what they don't feel. You're not supposed to feel that way. It's partial. It's some. Like, what's the point? People gonna realize that it's no point. You ain't getting nothing out of there telling somebody not all. You know what I'm saying? Let them. If that's how they feel, that's how they feel. You ain't gonna make them think anything different. And if somebody want to believe it's all, then that it is what it is. They just believe it's something. That's what it is. You can't stop everybody.
Unless you got the.
If the glove don't fit, then you must have quit. So if it don't fit you, why you having a meltdown about it?
Man, that's why I be making my stuff broad too. I'm doing it on purpose. I don't got an all in there, but if you want to think it's all, that's what you thought. I never said it, so that's why I say it so loud. I mean, I put my stuff broad like that. So
but dog, that's
they
why
tell on
I
themselves.
Well, see, I never tell another content creator, even the ones who I think speak negative about men, I don't tell them what to say. That's a waste of energy. That's a waste of time.
Right.
That's a new level of stupid to me.
Then they gonna break you down to their misery.
Right, like, well, why do I care? I mean, that's them in their world. Bye, it don't matter to me. But if the app is affecting you like that and you steady got it in your phone, you the dumbass, not us. You the
Right,
fool.
right.
Right.
You
It's
the
time to
fool
look
for
some
having
other
some
stuff
for
up.
having access. Right, you the fool for having access to something that piss you off every day, dummy. I told I'm the wrong person. To tell a calamity though. You want to jump off a bridge? Well, let me take you to the highest. Have you ever thought about Mount Everest? I ain't gonna play
So,
with you. No,
right.
no, not that side of your wrist. No, you want to go the middle. The middle. That's where it's gonna happen. At. Don't bullshit with it. The middle is where you put the blade.
You fooling.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it over with. I'm not going. I'm gonna do like Dr. Clark did Sims. Oh, lean on me. Remember when he walked him to the edge? He was like, "You ain't nothing but a junkie. Go on and jump. You ruining your life anyway, Sims. Go on and jump." He's like, "No, Dr. Clark, don't push me. Don't push me."
But most me. I've said it on Kids Live to people. If you ain't paying my mortgage, you ain't feeding me, you ain't clothing me, you ain't providing nothing for me, I could give less than a damn what you think. What I say about me and about my life and the shit that I've lived, I don't give a damn if you don't like it. I'm here and I have no problem with speaking about the shit in my life because I hope somebody learns from it. They don't make the same fucked up mistakes I made. Or they can recognize some piece of something in me that they went through and they might be able to piece it together and go, oh, that's why I feel like that or whatever. You know, I was on a live last night and I asked a panel full of guys, my husband committed suicide. I've
Wow.
talked to Ken about it, but it's coming up on 1 year on Friday. I haven't cried about it. And it's not like I don't feel sad. I just don't understand why I ain't cried about it. Some people say, oh, you're mad about it. Yeah, you're right. I am pissed the fuck off because he didn't leave no note. I don't know why he did it. Da, 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 da. It's not to rehash that with you guys. It's when you want to keep it real, you keep it real. And there are very few lives that people keep it real. That's the point.
I,
And if you like all the crazy, then go to the lives with the crazy. If you want some serenity, trying to change yourself, trying to better yourself, trying to figure out why you feel the way you feel or how shit's supposed to work out, go to those lives.
Hey, you got a point though, because I don't get it.
you do have a
Even the
point.
people that
You
don't
have a
like
great
bashes,
point.
right? Why they just don't go to the people that coddle for them? You know what I'm saying? I don't never understood that. Why go into a bash and live and then get mad at them? Isn't that your fault?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
Do you
I'm gonna
think
tell
they
you
come for
Sixty.
the
why.
I
people that
would
think the
say,
world revolve around their feelings or something like that?
Man, listen, I've been
yeah,
coming up with
60.
solutions.
I'm
I've been coming up with
60.
solutions.
60. I hate to
Bye-bye.
hear that I hate to hear that you've experienced what you've experienced, and I will pray for you because I can't imagine the burden you carry. Ain't my place to judge you for how you grieve, but I still can't imagine what Friday will bring for you. I will say that. I will agree with a lot of stuff you've said. I'm going to come in here and tell y'all a real life story about coddling. So I hope you, ladies and gentlemen, are ready for this story. I
Uh-oh.
don't think you should coddle. I don't think you should coddle anybody. Let me tell you a real life
There you
story.
go.
I have a brother.
Said that. We all
I,
said we
I
don't
have
think
a
it.
Oh, well, hold on. It gets better. I have a brother who is 6 years younger than I am. I'm 41, he's 35. He's never lived on his own. He does not drive. He just started paying bills about a year or two ago at my parents' house. My mother still takes him to work
He
every
broke his
day, and he's about.
virginity?
Okay, hold on. You ain't heard the best part. And he's getting married in in March of next year. When I tell you that I have seen what coddling does to a child, it turns them into an absolute insufficient, non-self-sufficient adult. My brother can't make a decision without consulting God, the FBI, the DOJ, and everybody else.
I know
He
them
can't
people.
make a decision worth shit. He cannot, for the love of God, I'm talking about y'all, and I have children. I don't believe in coddling my children. I'm not the parent that's going to give my
There you
kids
go.
a participation trophy. My brother comes from the participation generation. And when I tell you the entitlement is out of this world. He thinks he needs a golf clap for working 35 hours a week. I'm like, 35 hours a week ain't shit. Oh, and it turns into a whole big old fight. But anyway, y'all know me. Y'all know I ain't gonna, I don't coddle. But yes, when I tell you what coddling has done, I am like the most anti-coddling person you will ever meet. And it has, I'm not gonna say ruined his and I's relationship, but yeah, we don't really have a relationship at all. We are so different. We were raised by the same parents and turned out completely different. How it happened, I have no clue. But it is ridiculous. So there's my real life coddling story. He's 35, y'all.
Mm.
Exactly, Mr. Print. And Mr. Print, I'm glad you brought that up. So my fiance works anywhere from 70 to 90 hours a week, right? So when my brother's like, I work 35 hours a week, I'm so tired. I'm like, my fiance works 35 hours in 3 days. What the hell are you complaining about? Like, really? Like, and my mom and my brother all get mad at me when I say something. Laura, that's not nice. No, that's real life shit. You're not going to be able to support a family on 35 hours a week working at Chick-fil-A, talking about some my pleasure. That ain't going to work. My pleasure ain't going to cut it for 35 hours a week to support a family. Now, yes, he does not have children. His wife does not have children. This is the first marriage for both of them. But the point still remains further on down the line, because they want to have children. We ain't going into that. I got my own personal feelings about that. But they want to have children. Well, how are you going to afford to have children when neither one of you together bring home a decent amount to raise a child the proper way? Who's going to pay for daycare? Who's going to pay a family car note? Because neither one of them got car notes. They ain't got a family car. It's like all these questions. And when I brought it up, my mom was like, this conversation with your fiance? Yeah, I sure did. I sure did. I was like, this is how real life relationships and marriages work. Like, you need to be asking these questions. Then my mom goes, y'all ready? I'll just move in with them and keep the baby while they go to work.
Chances
Quote me if
are you
I'm
ain't gonna
wrong. You
even be
seem a
there. They're
little
gonna be living right
sensitive
there with
about
mama.
that. I mean,
Do what?
it seems like to me, just me, you're very sensitive about that. It's not like I'm telling you about my little brother what he's going through. It seems like I have a little animosity or anger towards, I guess, the favoritism or whatever the brother's getting
No,
that
it's
I'm not
bullshit.
getting.
I'm mad
Oh,
too.
my
He ain't my
brother,
brother.
my brother is, I'll tell you right now, my brother is absolutely the golden child. And Kev has heard my story. I've told that before in here before. My brother is the golden child, the one that does no wrong. He lives by my mother's rules. And me, I live by nobody's rules. I live to the beat of my own drum. I break the rules. Like, I'm the reason why my parents made rules, right? And like the sheltering and all of that, like, I have 4 girls. I have a teenager, and I realize, I understand, you try to keep your kids safe, but you can't shelter your kids forever, because if you shelter them, it turns them into rebellious kids. And that's what happened with me. But my brother didn't do that. He stayed the perfect little child,
Your
and
brother don't have
yes,
a mind of his own. That's why he follows all the rules. Don't ask no questions. Don't do shit. Because he
there
don't have a
you
mind of
go.
his own. You have a mind of your own. Rebellion ain't all that bad because at least you can think on your fucking own.
You damn right. And I can
But
stand 10 toes down on it too.
That's what
but it
I'm
just
saying. When
seems
you
it.
can stand,
But
That's it.
it seemed like you're mad that he's having the luxury of life like that per se. And it's like I'm saying,
But see,
it just don't seem like,
okay.
oh,
it's just
Lala,
like,
can I please speak on this? She ain't. I'm gonna take it. Then you can get it, Lala. She ain't mad. She gotta
Okay.
bust her ass all her life and be an adult. and here's a grown ass adult that's
Thank
getting a
you.
free pass.
Thank you.
But I understand that.
Thank you.
I
Thank
understand that.
you.
But it seemed like, oh, just give you a better example then. Oh, my parents gave my younger brother $1 million and they give me $1,000. And I'm speaking not because he got $1 million and I only got $1,000. I'm just more upset of the principle. But
You looking at the
it's
wrong
not
shit.
like
That was flipping the coin.
you just explain it the way I'm getting you just explain it like you're mad because he's got it that easy and he haven't went through life like you went through and he needs to go
Um,
through if he was going through what you was going through, you probably wouldn't be to me that
I'll be honest.
mad.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think he has an easy life, and you want to know why he doesn't have an easy life, in my opinion, because he doesn't know how to stand on his own 2 feet.
I
He
understand that.
doesn't know. He does not know what it takes to support a family. He does not know the selfish list. Like, you have to be so unselfish when it comes to raising a family. You have to be so unentitled, right? There's no
Hmm.
entitlement. There's no selfishness. There's none of that when it comes to raising a family. It's all about sacrificing your kids, and he has no concept of that. And I'm sorry, I don't think he lives on easy street. You want to know why? Because he's moving out of my mom and daddy's house in 7 months, and he's in for a rude awakening. Do y'all know this man decided this? Call him. Decided he. Y'all ready? He put furniture on his registry list because they can't afford to buy new furniture.
So why would she be mad at that? That's stupid.
Uh,
Well, I come from
uh,
a different breed, right? I guess I'm a different breed. If my man can afford to buy me, and I'm not saying I have to look, I moved in a 37-foot fifth wheel with my fiance and lived there for a year while we moved from one state to another state and built our house. But I also saw the sacrifice that it came to save money to build our house. I also still see the sacrifice that it takes to keep this house running. He's gone 70 to 90 hours a week. He's been out of town for the past 3 months, right? Only home on Saturday, gone back out on Sunday night. This is what my summer has been like. I've seen the sacrifice. I see the blood, sweat, and tears, right? I see all of that. And when I see all of that in my real life, and I know that my brother has no clue about that, he's going to have a hard life because he's about to learn some tough ass lessons that I learned at 21. And let me
so
tell you something, he's going to fold like a lawn chair.
Yep.
you,
Yep.
bro, so are you venting?
Yeah, Benton.
You
No, it's the
okay?
Bitches,
reality of
whatever.
it. Because
Oh,
here's the problem:
see,
when her parents pass away and brother
Yep.
hasn't learned a damn thing, who doorstep you think he gonna be on next? Hers.
Rebel,
It
what's the
ain't gonna be
deal?
mine. He gonna be at home with his wife. It ain't gonna be mine because this ain't my mess to clean up. I got 4 kids. I'm not taking another one.
Exactly.
I'd
But
be
we all
venting.
know the reality of that. You know, I grew up with that same shit with my mother. You got to look out for your little brother. You know, but
No hell I don't.
my
He's
little brother was
35.
19 years old and he had lived with damn near every cousin, uncle, aunt, and sooner or later, everybody puts him out because his sense of entitlement was go in your refrigerator, eat your food, jack up your house, don't clean shit,
Nope.
can't get him to cut the grass, but you
Yep.
vote him out. You know,
where's
and I
Cisco
told him,
at, man?
I said, you gonna be. I told my little brother, I said, you gonna be dead before you 20
This folk gonna say he
because
a weak
you
ass.
you don't know how to
He
survive.
is.
And he got killed
My
when he
brother
was
don't even know how to
19.
cut grass. My brother don't even know how to cut grass. Who's gonna cut the grass when he
Man,
gets married?
Kevin, help me out here. Yeah, help me
Help
out
me
here.
out.
Who's gonna cut the grass?
I mean, I, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm choiceful for what I try to say, and probably being a little bit more blunt than what I'm actually trying to say. It's kind of like me and my brother, right? I realize me and him the same signs, and if you believe in science, it's fine if you don't. But I realize that me and him don't get along. He calls me for information. My mom and dad passed. The house is paid for. He won't put insurance on the house. He won't do jack nothing. And he calls me for information. He knows I'm intelligent and smart. I'm not gonna tell him nothing wrong. He listens, and he still don't do what I say. And I
Right.
get so angry about you asking me for something, and you know I'm not gonna steer you wrong, but you go do what you want to do. And I found myself getting mad behind that, very mad,
She couldn't
to
wait
the
to get.
point that I just shut down. I don't get mad at him for what he decided to do now, because that's your decision you're going to make. If that makes sense, because I can only give you the tools. If you want to go build a house, I might come over and help you a little bit, get you started. And from there, you got to go on. But I'm not going to sit here and worry about what you got going on moving forward. Now, he's older than me, he's not younger than me. But that's decisions that he made and wants to continue to make. But I'm not going to be mad and vent about what I'm telling him, and he does the opposite. I had to step back from that, if that helps.
You
And
just did.
eventually, he may get it or he may not get it. But don't knock him for saying that he never will, never do this, never do that, because he may surprise you one day. He just might. So don't knock him. If I'm saying, just try to be more encouraging than when you talk to him. I don't know how you talk to him when you talk to him. Be more supportive sometimes. He may
Supportive?
need
He's
that.
35 and can't cut grass. He done got too much support.
Well, outside all that, but right. But I'm just saying on
That's right.
outside the work ethic part of it.
He got
But
coddles for
sometimes,
sure.
you
Outside the
know,
work ethic. I can't.
yeah,
What's
Coddling.
the
but
work ethic? You work 35 hours a week and you think that's gonna cut the $1,200 rent? What? You got to know. What kind of support do you need besides my mom holding his hand the rest of his life?
Mm.
My mom's already talking about moving in with
My
him and his
mama,
wife when
don't
they get
worry.
married. What the fuck?
He
You
don't
raised
need
a
no
And you
baby.
know
I'm a
what?
motivation.
I
survivor.
just laugh. I just laugh because
you
I'm
can't.
5 hours away
Right.
in North Carolina. They're in Georgia. I'm 5 hours away. And when the dumpster fire ignites, I'm nowhere around. I ain't showing up with the fire hose. I ain't showing up with the extinguisher. I ain't calling nobody. As Usher said, let it burn. That's what we're just going to be singing
Whoa,
over. We just going to let it burn. Okay? Because
Well,
you know
you
what?
can't.
not the Usher
Well,
version.
you can't
Yeah,
explain.
we're going to be
I'm just
singing
saying, a
Usher.
mother's love is unconditional to the point that it can go that way. I mean, not often it goes that way, but a mother's love is truly unconditional. I raised 5 kids, and a mother's love is different than a father's love. And I understand the pain that they go through, and that they sometimes my parents could be in denial. And I
Oh,
went through
yes.
some things that my mama was in denial about what I was doing, but my mama stood by me. And by the grace of God, I got myself together and proved my mama right. What her denial was not believing what I was doing. But when I changed myself, all that came together. And my dad, I had to totally convince, because to him, I was gonna never be nothing for what I was doing. And I got off on drugs, and I had to reestablish myself for my dad to have respect back for me. So I understand the mother's love, and some goals, the denial part of a mama really can hurt a child. I understand what you're saying, and
Oh,
that's what's happening
absolutely.
probably with your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Mother, I did one bear.
I mean, and I get being a mama. I mean, I am a mama. I have 4 girls.
I'm broke.
I get it. Like, I'm all about taking care of my girls and providing for. I mean, me and my fiance, we provide. He works to provide for me and these girls, and that's what he does. But there's not. I could not imagine being a healthy mama and a healthy fiance and still be entitled and selfish. To me, those are complete oxymorons. I get we got all got a little
Minus the
selfishness, and
oxy.
yes, I understand that. But to just be all about me, when you got, in my house, I got 4 mouths to feed and take care of and clothe and all that other stuff. I couldn't imagine being selfish like that or entitled. I could.
Oh God,
Oh,
no.
you ain't lying about
People
that
don't
one.
even know
It's
what
this generation.
appreciation mean
It
anymore.
started.
That
You know
shit
I'm
where
like
telling
that
you
come
right now,
from,
it
though?
started
You know where
with
that shit come from.
participation trophies.
I'll tell you where
That's
that
where
shit
it
come
started.
from. And that also come from, every time they came home, kids run to the bags. My kids they knew not to run to the bags when I got in the house. See, I was the type of father that ate shrimp while y'all ate spaghetti. Yeah, cause you ain't ever supposed to get what the fuck I get. Don't ever grow up thinking cause daddy eating that, you need to eat it too. Nope.
Thanks.
Well,
When I come in
you're a tough brother, bro.
when I
Tough.
come in with bags, don't run up to my motherfucking bags. Daddy ain't bring you shit. Daddy ain't bring you shit, flat out.
So
Even
I
though it
guess
might be something, even though it was something in that bag for you, you ain't going that motherfucker till I told you to go in that motherfucker.
so. Is it?
They mama used to be so mad at me for doing that. You so selfish. I said, no, I'm rearing them to understand that I'm not always supposed to bring them shit when I come through this motherfucking door. I'm rearing them to know that you ain't always gonna eat the same shit your daddy eat. That's what I'm doing.
So is it
And
bad
now,
to say that when we grill steaks, my 2-year-old gets a steak cut up and she eats the steak?
no. Y'all don't get what I get. Because then that means I'm gonna have to work extra harder. No, I'm the breadwinner.
Harder.
If I want steak, I'm eating it because I work hard for it. You eat what I bought in the goddamn refrigerator because that's my provision for you. What I provide for me, that's a whole different level.
Boy, that damn show ain't Coddling.
Well, I mean, there's one thing about it. I mean, kids ain't going to Mercedes when I'm having a Durango, right? I'm going to be the one in a Mercedes. They can take the Durango or the Altima or the Accord or whatever. Like,
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, parenting backwards now.
Right. Let me tell you something.
I
My
want my
wife,
child better than I was. No, not like
my
that.
wife pisses me off. She'll be cooking. And I'll be like, what you cooking? And she'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And I'll say, all right then, well go ahead and finish cooking that for them. And me and you gonna go to Olive Garden.
The blah blahs.
And she'll be like, but why we gonna eat Olive Garden and the kids gotta eat what shut the fuck up. Cook the goddamn food for them. And meet me at Olive Garden. This for
Because
us.
sometimes daddy
This
and
for
mama want
us.
to go eat dinner and not share our food with some freaking kids.
Right. I'm
Right.
like, this fool. I say, you know what? I tell you what. Y'all eat at home. I ain't going to Olive Garden. I've
But
already
when you hear
provided
your
y'all.
family though,
Huh? Right. Still gonna be amongst family, right? But I hate when she bring up the kids and I'm trying to treat us. I
Right.
don't care. Listen, I'm eating. Listen, as long as they got something to eat, they fine. But if I want to kick it up another notch just because that's what I want, and that's what I've been used to buying for me, I'm not thinking about them damn kids. Now, God damn it, I tell you, when they in them stores, they ain't thinking about us. They know I smoke
Boy,
weed. You
what
think they
you
thinking
talking
about bringing me some
about?
rats home? You think they
Well,
thinking
you,
about
What
at the
you
y'all
talking
go.
store?
about?
Well, you know what?
I,
Get daddy some backwoods. They ain't even think about buying me
I
no
grew.
backwoods. So why the hell I'm gonna think about you when I'm
Right.
at the Harbor House?
Well, I grew up in a
You
whole
don't think
different
about me.
total
You know I
area
like
than that,
lemon
man.
cookies.
You're a goof.
Hey, look, they know I like lemon cookies.
My
But do you
area
think
like
they bring
that.
lemon cookies home when they go to the store? No. They
No,
don't think
no,
about
they
me
got
when they get
chocolate
their
chip and
shit.
Oreos.
Right. So I provide groceries, and me and my wife, we gonna go somewhere and eat that I like. Kids ain't always gotta eat what I eat.
I never experienced
I
that.
mean, me and my fiance have done
Never.
that before. I mean, we've like fed our kids dinner and then we go eat at the Mexican restaurant in town, or we'll go grab a steak somewhere. I mean, we've done that before, but it's simply because sometimes we just want to go sit down and have a drink and talk to each other and catch up. Like, really, sometimes we just want some time to ourselves, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with putting your relationship and marriage first.
Oh, hey,
Nothing.
listen. Me and my wife will get high as two junkies on Neptune. And that's what I like about it, our fellowship. I'm like, listen, fuck them kids, feed them, and we about to go get fucked up and go tear this seafood buffet down and talk shit while we there. We about to be us. We about to be us. Okay? We about to be us. But what about the kids? Oh, you making me mad. Don't worry about the kids. They ain't kids. They 15, 27. I guess they babies to the women always. But they ain't kids. They 15 and 27. Yeah. You
They
Oh,
still
the
think
15
I'm...
and
27-year-old
27?
wouldn't
Oh,
even
hell,
be
they'll be
on the
fending for
list.
their own damn
She
self.
ain't even on the list. The 15-year-old maybe, but the 27-year-old, nah.
And look, my 27-year-old, he don't mind. He'll do it, but he will go along with her plan, though. You see what I'm saying? He'll go along with her
Oh, yeah.
plan. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, we're going, why won't want this? We all going to Red Lobster. You know? I don't say nothing. Just cook and tell her you'll be back.
Tell him to run into
You
the
cold
store. He'll
too,
be back.
bro. You cold. But I guess that's the reality of some people. I didn't grow up like that. Kids like that. I mean, where I grew up, I mean, everybody ate the same thing. Now, most families, the daddy might have ate first before the kids. I never experienced that coming up. So, you know, I don't know. I just came up in a different era, you know. And but a lot of things I do hear on these platforms, I never experienced. I've been married. I never experienced what a lot of people experience, but I have experienced several things being in a relationship with someone. But I'll be hearing some cruel things on here, like, wow, I never had to go through that. But you know,
I look at the deeper picture of what 6'4" is saying. It ain't about what they ate. It's really about him trying to do date night with his wife.
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
point.
I
It ain't
understand that.
about what
I
the kids
understand it.
ate. It ain't like he giving them a cereal for dinner. The wife is cooking. She cooked a full-blown meal, whatever that is. Was it spaghetti and meatballs? Was it meatloaf and mashed potatoes? Was it even steak and greens and cornbread? He just saying, go ahead, feed the kids, and we gonna slip out the back, Jack, and go do us. Let's get some me time.
Right.
It ain't about
Right.
what the kids eating. They ain't starving.
That's
Oh,
right. And if
So
they
is it
are,
exactly.
they're
a
old enough to fend for
It,
themselves. You can order
is it a
pizza, have
thin
it delivered.
is
I
but
it a
I
how
thin
I
can
line
see where he
between
coming from.
is it a thin line between spoiling your kids and uh
yeah?
or trying to teach them a lesson or just being selfish?
I don't think he's selfish at all. My grandparents
I
used to
don't think he's
dip out
I'm
selfish
just
either.
twice a month.
I'm just saying in different like and it's just in general like what would be the difference between all them three?
To me,
Okay, so
Oh,
here's
it's to
selfishness
help
here's
you
my
out.
is
It's to
philosophy.
help for
to
me.
me.
Is to help the kids out. So when I get older, they won't be no burden to me. See, I always seen
Right.
like I'm an '80s baby, so I'm all kids be to their parents. I seen why they
Me
became
too.
burdens. I said I'm gonna
Yep.
raise my children not to be a burden to me. That's what I'm going to
Right.
focus on. I'm going to raise them to be sufficient. That way, they
Right.
won't be 29 talking about daddy help me with my rent. They won't be 29 talking about daddy help me with my car insurance. They won't be 29 and 30s talking about I'm about to be evicted or I'm getting kicked out. Because if they in their 30s, which means I'll be in my 50s, I can't afford to do that. I'm
Right.
gonna need that money for my damn self. So it's better if I raise you up like this now than when you get there trying to make it
I agree
happen.
with that. So we spoil our children at my house. I'm not gonna ever deny that. Our kids are very spoiled.
I
But
knew it. I knew
hold
it.
on, but you ain't heard the but part. But I have a teenager and I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and one soon to be 2. But
Oh, you don't
here's the
play no
but.
games.
Hold on. The minute you become a self-righteous, entitled a-hole is the minute you lose all your spoilage. Meaning, you ain't getting you this, so you ain't getting that. Instead of wearing a $200 shoes to school, you going and getting a Walmart clearance shoes, right? That's how I'll humble my children. But I will also say this: as I have a teenager who's 14, honor student gives us no problems. When I tell y'all 0 problems, I could not ask for a better child. I truly, and I'm very blessed with that. Honors kid, all this great, makes A's all across the board. Great kid, but she also has to do chores. She has responsibility of giving her allowance. We pay her phone bill. And we gave her the choice. Do you want allowance or do you want your phone bill paid? She said, I'd rather have my phone bill paid. I said, okay, fair enough. And guess what? She does. And she is a huge help because there are 3 toddlers in my house. She's a huge help. But with that, she gets to do extra things like go to the football games during high school and all that fun stuff, right? And we don't mind shelling out, giving her money for that. But she also knows if she acts a fool, I will embarrass her and she will be in trouble when she gets home. She knows the rules. So when I say we spoil them, yes, we do. But we also have great kids who are not causing a ruckus, getting in trouble with the law, failing classes, and all this other craziness. So that's where the difference comes in. Is I don't think spoiling is the problem. I think it's when kids are acting fools and getting in wrecks and, getting in trouble with the law and failing classes, and their parents are still buying them Mercedes and Jordans and all this other craziness that parents buy their kids. That's where the problem comes in because they're not learning the consequence of bad behavior. I'm a firm believer in positive reinforcement, but trust me, when you get in trouble in my house. And it's bad. Like my daughter lost her cell phone and her TV probably, it was about a year ago because she got disrespectful with me. And my fiance walked in the house. He took her TV off the wall and he took her phone and he said, you're not getting it for 3 weeks.
Is it a difference between spoiling and rewarding?
Oh, absolutely. I do. I believe
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
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 Real quick,
Me myself, I made my kids work for what they wanted, and the reason I did that is because I
Right.
got tired of hearing my kids go, "Can I have so and so?" No. And then they'll come at me a different way, and I say, "Well, why do you want that?" "Oh, Becky has it, Lucy has it, and Cheryl has it, so I should have it." Okay, well, you want that? You're gonna earn that. I don't mind
Right.
you earning that. Well, how do I get to earn it? Well, you can start by going out there and pulling the weeds in the garden. You know,
Mm.
I don't mind
Unloading the
spending money
dishwasher
on you
or
because
vacuuming the floor or
I don't
doing your
want,
laundry.
right. I don't want my kids to grow up feeling entitled that they get it just because somebody else has it.
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
also
Right.
want them to know the meaning of work and trying to develop a work
Yep.
ethic in them, because every kid does not have that. That is why you got the
Yep.
kids that go to school and beat up on the one kid that does have some decent shit on them, gym shoes, a nice jacket, but they want to take it from them because they don't
Yep.
have, they don't want to go out and earn it. However, that takes to earn it. My kids got good grades. They got rewarded with those good grades. You
Yep.
bring me home a messed up report card, you're going to spend more time studying. Now you're going to
Yep.
actually work through this, that, the other. You're going to do book reports. But my teacher didn't say I had to write this book report, but I said you do.
That's
But
right.
this ain't going to my school. It's going to me.
That's right.
I'm an educated person, so I want them educated.
Mm.
Yep.
I
Me too.
looked up, what was so disappointing to me, Kev? My son took his driver's test. So he had to sign his driver's license. And I'm going to show y'all how people, I don't know what I want to call this, but to me, the lady behind the counter either was not paying attention or something else was going on with her. Now, I ain't even trying to be a smart ass and come up with something clever to say. My son
It's chicken
signed
scratch.
his driver's license with Meech, Meech, where it says signature. And I just happened, I said, let me see that. And, and I looked at it and she laminated. I said, they can put their nickname on their driver's license? And she said, what are you talking about? I said, first of all, he wrote his name. So I looked at him, I said, you don't know how to write cursive? He was like, they told us after the 6th grade we didn't have to if we don't want to. I actually called the
That's
school.
true.
The principal said they are no longer teaching children how to write
Hmm.
in cursive. So what's the
That's true.
point of print your name and then sign your name? They don't. they can do both print and print. Well,
Yep.
okay, whatever. So I handed the driver's license back to the lady. I said, that is not his legal name. His name is not Meech. That's his nickname. And so then
Got 8 minutes for y'all, man.
she said, oh, well, I guess we have to do it all. I said, you didn't catch that? And she goes, I guess
Lord.
I wasn't paying attention. Now imagine if he had got stopped by a cop and he had to produce his driver's
Yep.
license.
Yep.
There would have been all kinds of problems.
Yep.
But when I asked him, I said, you mean to tell me they don't teach y'all what a signature is? Well,
Nope.
I thought it meant my nickname. Lord
They
Jesus,
don't
I
even they don't
yeah.
even teach them how to, and that's true. They're not even teaching cursive in schools anymore. And I will tell you, like in my daughter's school in our district that we live in, she has not had a textbook since 5th grade. It's all Chromebook. There's no more handwritten papers. There's none of that. It is all online. Now,
And that's
I get it.
lazy
It's
to
with the
me.
times and technology. I get it. But you still need to know how to sign your name.
Yep, I agree.
I forgot how to write in cursive one day. I'm sitting there writing, trying to figure out how to write in cursive. I'm like, damn, I didn't figure out how to write in cursive. That's crazy. And then hearing that they're taking it out. That's wild. But before I let y'all go, I just want to just go back a little bit on what 6'4" was saying about the food and stuff. Because somebody at the bottom said something I wanted to try to get out real quick. It's like he make it seem like it's every day, and it's cool. Like it's not every day, but once on the weekend, hey baby, you do what you need to do. We're gonna go out and do what we need to do. That's something different. But that was a pretty good. What somebody had wrote at the bottom. So that's what I was thinking. But I'm sorry because I never experienced raising my kids in the way y'all have, and I appreciate y'all uh, uh, allow me to have the opportunity to hear all the things that we talked about the time that I've been on them because I never really experienced none of that. Like I said, I raised 5 kids. I never ever experienced none of that. I got a 2-year-old now. I have to deal
Cool.
with,
Me too.
but what I heard today is going to help me make her better, and I appreciate that. I really do. All the input and things I've experienced that I look forward to experiencing on how to deal with it when I come across that path. I appreciate all of y'all. And much love to you, Kev, man. Always, bro.
Oh yeah, for
Always.
sure, man.
Yeah, man. Man, you're going to have to have a one-on-one one day, man. Because
Rashida said, "How old are you?"
I'm 54.
And
Oh
you
yeah,
got a
no problem,
2-year-old?
Cadillac,
Ooh.
man.
Huh?
I said,
I
no
didn't hear you.
problem, man. We can make it happen,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we will, Kev. We will. And nice meeting everybody. And hope the good Lord
Like,
bless you, keep everybody safe, and hopefully we get a chance to have opportunity to talk about something else next time we meet up.
Oh
All
yeah, I'll
right,
be on the
Cadillac,
rest of
you
yeah,
this
gotta
week.
God.
stop. You gotta
All
stop
right.
stalking me. Because live, you come in this live.
You know who was that 60?
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I don't really be paying no attention. Sometimes I do step in some lives and somebody, recognize me and stuff. I appreciate
I'm
the
messing with
recognition
you,
from you.
Cadillac.
Yes, ma'am. Much love. All right, talk to y'all
Yep.
later.
All right, for
All
sure.
right, babe. Have a good day.
All right,
Have a
thank you,
good
y'all
night,
too.
God.
All right, Kev, you finna clear it out of here?
I'll let
I'm
y'all
about to
say
go to
y'all last
bed.
little words.
Quit
I
coddling your
guess.
kids and giving them participation trophies. There you
There
go.
you go. There we go. I love how you just ended that one.
Well,
Quit it.
Oh, I'm
only
with
thing
it,
I
with it.
got to add is stick to your guns about whatever it is you believe in, then believe in that. And don't let nobody sway you from that. I done watched too many people get on TikTok and they say one thing in one live and then go on another live and say something totally contrary to what they said in the other live.
It's called fence
Yep.
hopping.
It's called
All right,
what,
y'all. Good night.
Kev?
I'm out.
Fence hopping, snaking, and all that fake fakeness.
Yeah, cause I seen a young lady do it, and I was in one live, and she like, well, I treat my man like this and like this and like this, and then she get a week or two later, I hop in a live, and she pops in on their topic, and she totally, and I said, hey, wait, you was in the other live, and you said that, oh, well, I don't feel that way this week.
Wow,
Okay,
man.
okay, you say so.
And this is one chick I actually see on TikTok now. I'll be watching her go to different lives, taking up for both sides. That just be throwing my brain off. I hate simps. I love simps. I'm like, what the make your mind up, bro.
Pandering guy, or you know, or I want a sensitive man. Well, a lot of men say
And
sensitive
you
men
too
are best.
emotional.
Yeah, exactly. But then you on another live talking about you want a manly man, an
That's
alpha male. How the hell?
it be making sense why a lot of people be single. Because they can't even make up their mind. That jump berserk.
Watch out. That's
I
real.
literally just be around all these lives for real. And I just try to be observant of different people and stuff. I'll just be sitting back
Oh, that's what you
sometimes.
be doing. I do too. I do. I follow. You know, they say if you really want to make friends on TikTok, follow the people around. Not necessarily, you know, you're not stalking them, but like I see you in a lot of lives, right?
Oh yeah, I
And
be
their
in all the
lives,
lives, but I don't change my stance. Because I love
you
hearing
know.
other people out.
But there are people I've seen in lives, and in one live I liked them, and then in another live I go, what the hell? And then you go on another live, and they're a different way, and a different way, and a different
Right.
way. It's like, okay, I'm done following you because you ain't even
Yeah,
consistent.
I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. I actually like doing it just so I could see. I've been going to people's lives that, like I said, I just be going in the craziest one that I know that they don't agree with me on, and just to see, just to go in there and try to see if I can bring some type of balance or whatever. But then I be looking in the comments and stuff like, what the freak? I thought you was in my room. The heck you talking like this in here? That's crazy. What the
Exactly.
heck? You got two sides I ain't know about. How the heck? You already talking about traditional marriages in here, and then next minute you talking about let's go modern. What the? That don't make sense.
Or you talking about the hookup culture is cool.
Right. What up? Talking about traditional, then next minute side chicks are winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Exactly.
dang! I just thought about somebody. Oops.
Say to you, my brother. I'm gonna say good night to, and I like how you coming around. Like you tell people, they start in on me with that forgive. No, don't even waste your breath. Don't even do it, cause you know me. I've been consistent. You know how I am. Yeah. I'm consistent with my shit.
Yeah, we gonna crack that shell open though, man.
Mm, maybe in
I
2086.
can't. I can't. If I care about people, man, I just can't let them just ride like that, man. So I might not. I know I ain't gonna be able to be right away, but I don't like
But you know,
seeing
how
people
come you
getting
just can't let me be? That's my question.
They
That's
ain't
the
got nothing to do
question
with
for
you.
you.
That just
How
got to do
come
with my
you just can't
vicinity.
let me be? How come you can't just let me
It has
stand on
nothing to
what
do
I
with you.
stand on?
It has nothing to do. I don't never stand for negativity. That's one thing I don't stand on. Never. I'm
I
just
don't
sorry.
view that as negative. How I feel is
It
how you
is.
just got done saying you can't tell somebody how they feel. You just
What
got
I was
done
saying is
saying that.
I know the difference between the thing is I've never took up for unforgiveness, so that's one thing I would never take up for. That's something I preach on when I get
Well,
the chance to.
you
So
can keep bringing it. I'm gonna keep bringing mine, and then
I
you
know I
do
feel you
it.
though. So that's something that's me changing my stance. You remember we were just talking about that? Why would I change my stance because you feel a
You
certain way?
right.
You
You
know what?
right.
I'm gonna just change it for you. You know what I'm saying? Stop forgiving yo. So, but I do. I understand. Yeah, I understand yo. What
But
you going
you
through?
can't say I ain't consistent.
You, I
'Cause
mean, you most definitely. You most
I
definitely is.
yeah, I stand 10 toes down on what I believe in.
Uh,
You know. So anyway, my brother, I just want to say this short thing to you. One of the things I think is the biggest problem why we can't get to the root of some issues, and maybe why you really can't get to the root of mine, is because no time dig deep. we get to tell some shit, then somebody jumps in and asks a question, throws the whole thing off, then 6 other people talking and blah blah blah. And maybe because what I want to do on my panel, if in order to understand somebody's intricacy to get them to
She ain't
the point,
ugly,
you're gonna have to let them
but she
just
ain't pretty.
you're gonna have to let them carry it out, you know? And because then you can ask questions more in depth, like why do you feel this way, without like just have them. They're the only ones on the panel that day. Maybe one day out the week, pick one
Believe me,
person.
I've been doing this long enough, so nothing new to me. I've been doing this literally for a year now, so a lot of this stuff is very um what is it? It's like a repetitive type thing. So it's like really it's not much that gets by, especially if I talk like a lot of stuff I talk about, I done already done talked about it a lot of times. So it's like a lot of reflecting behaviors, and it's really repetitive. You just just don't know. Like I said, I know it look like I don't know nothing, but I know some stuff for sure, man. Because I done talked to so many people on here, man. It's literally the same thing to me. It'd be funny. I really take time to study people and pay attention for real. That's why I do actually listen. It might not seem like I don't be listening, but I be listening though. I listen. That's why I named this room "No Excuses Allowed" because I be tired of it. And I'm big on like just growth in general. And if we try to make an excuse of why we don't want to grow, that just it be like it's a setback, and I'm not good on. I'm not for the setbacks, man. I'm trying to, if we want these unity thing and all this other stuff, we got to put our feelings to the side because I'm a facts over feelings type person, not a feelings over fact person. So yeah, we can leave all them feelings back to the whatever past is past. What it is. What we gonna do with the present now?
Right.
You gotta take.
So what? You got to take what?
His mic been cutting out.
Boy.
Yeah. Anyway, Kev, I'm about to hop off. You have a
All right.
wonderful rest of your evening. I'm
All right, for sure.
finna go see. I got 2 more lives I gotta go into because they're just starting here. So we're gonna see, and then I'm going to bed. I gotta go to pre-op tomorrow for surgery.
All right.
So I will talk to you.
All right, for sure. For
Bye,
sure.
darling.
Appreciate you. Yep. All right, says Paul, man. I'm about to call it. My brother, I don't know your stuff. I'm lagged out and stuff. I don't know what the heck.
What a hell of a lie.
You said what happened?
I said, what a hell of a lie, man. That was a good
Oh
one.
yeah,
That
it was
was
for
a good
sure
one.
good, man. I'm ready for the rest of this week. That was just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? You know I do from Wednesday to Saturday, some Sundays too. It been lately. It been Wednesday to Sunday though. So oh yeah, I'm in for some more, man. I got a lot of topics for us. But all right, I appreciate you, my Detroit brother, man. I catch you though.
For sure.